5等分の花嫁、夏の思い出も5等分。お兄ちゃん、頑張ってね。
Doing a quick test, testing. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Streaming Parson plays the Quintessential Quintuplets, Memories of a Quintessential Summer. And today we are finishing the third survival route or survival section, and then we'll be playing the Yotsuba route today. And then Thursday we'll play the Itsuki route. At least that's the plan. So, last time it was all just survival route stuff, and then I built up Itsuki intimacy points like super fast. I was like, oh, I gotta just bump up points for Yotsuba. So, I ended up doing that, and I think we still got like an hour of survival stuff we have to do.
私たちは何をすればいいかな?
So, yeah. We have 5 days. Okay, so that's like 3 days, really. They're in pretty good shape here. Just making sure this stays high. Did I do enough Japanese with Yotsuba? I don't even know. What am I short on, though? I'm not really short on anything. We're gonna speed run all this because we're basically like got everything. What am I studying with her? Am I studying Japanese or am I studying I thought I was studying Japanese with her. I guess because they're studying kanji. So when she's looking at kanji and then comparing with like classical Chinese characters, she's like, oh, it's all memory work. Hey, Jazzy, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. So I assume that's what Yotsuba is getting confused with. Because, like, yeah, kanji, just like with Chinese writing, because kanji uses a lot of similar characters, it's all memory. Which is why, like, I mentioned this before in the past, but, like, my Chinese literacy is ass, bro. Like, I may have grown up, well, that's because, like, I was in a theater group where everybody spoke Mandarin. So that's where I learned it. But I never really learned how to read or write in Chinese. So like if you like I could speak to someone, but if you gave me a newspaper, I wouldn't be able to read you shit. And a big reason for that is because reading Chinese is all memory work. And since kanji uses a lot of the same characters, it's really all just memory. And that's like memorizing like thousands of characters and how they differ and what each one does, and then how they change within like grammar. So like, yeah, I can see why Yotsuba be struggling.
でも古文と違って漢字を見ているだけでなんとなく意味がわかるから偉いです。
Great. Well, I'm not sure if it is, but if you know the meaning of the kanji, you can generally understand what's written. Perhaps you've been subconsciously viewing classical Chinese as an ideogram, Yotsuba.
表意文字？何ですかそれ？
Ideogram. This is what it looks like when it's written in kanji.
表す、それに意味の意ですから。漢字そのものが意味を表しているってことでしょうか。
Exactly. Good job figuring it out yourself.
まぐれで当てずっぽうなところもありますけどね。
If you can continue to work hard and improve, it will boost your confidence, so keep at it.
頑張ります。でも漢文はもうちょっとどうにかならないかなって思っちゃいますね。
You mean just like try and simplifying something that's been around for like hundreds of years? I mean, it's been tried.
せめてちゃんと読む順番通りに並べておいてもらえたら助かるんですが。
Oh, that's a weird translation thing. She says like arrange the letters in order of which they are read, but like Chinese, let alone like kanji, does not work like that. It's just kind of see, this is the thing about kanji, and it's all and the part that makes it super annoying is that it's all memory work. Hang on, let's just do a quick camera check. Is it me or is there a little discrepancy? I think it's just in my head though. I think it's okay for now. If the camera falls out, it is falling out a little bit. I'm just gonna reset it real quick. I'm gonna turn this off for a second, and then we'll just play the game for a bit, and then I'll turn it back on when I feel like the camera is not being a pain in the ass. Then it wouldn't be classical Chinese anymore. I mean, he's got a point. It may seem difficult, but depending on what you're dealing with, you might find some good reads. Yotsuba, if you're interested in reading classical Chinese texts written by people during the era of the Three Kingdoms,
三国志の時代？例えばどんなお話ですか？
this is like right up Miku's alley. Oh, I'll give you some suggestions, so read them yourself.
意地悪しないで教えてくれたっていいじゃないですか。
Because that's something Miku would love.
これは重大な選択。
どの料理を作りますか？
Overlock. Wait. Let's make some toast in the morning. Come on, you can't screw this up. You have like 99 cooking by now.
さすがライハちゃんですね。おいし
あら、たくさん焼いていたのにもうないの？
なくなっちゃったんですか？
Going for seconds with such relish. What are you talking about?
大丈夫だよ。はい、追加で焼いてきました。ありがとうございます。ライハちゃんは命の恩人です。そこまで。
Dang. Just catching that those strays, huh? An end to celebrate. Okay.
片付け終わったわよ。リビングはどう？
Oh, this is when they plan to do the fireworks
こ
bit.
ちらももう終わりますから休んでいてください。
Which, by the way, that means that there's gonna be like flashing lights moments. I'll warn you about it when we get there, as best as I can.
2階もだいたい片付いたよ。それと寝室は使った人の責任でいいんだよね。そうですね。いちかの部屋の掃除は私が手伝いますので。いつきさん、玄関のお掃除終わったよ。四つ葉さんはお庭をやってくるって。あ、わかりました。ライハちゃんもお手伝いありがとうございます。あなたはお客様ですから座っていてください。
Oh, I skipped the dialogue, but he just said, "Can I?" Ryan has a guest too, so why don't I help out?
いいからお兄ちゃんはじっとしててください。
Alright, but still, what's gotten into you guys? We already clean on the regular.
思ったより長い滞在になってしまいましたからね。お世話になった別荘を散らかしたまま帰るのは気が引けませんか？一番の問題はいちかの部屋。あのままにして帰ったりしたら。
もし管理の人たちに見られて変な噂でも立ったらパパに顔向けできないわ。
That's right. It might even have an effect on her reputation as an actress.
私の話してた？
She knows. Nah, it's nothing. It's a problem that you couldn't possibly solve.
まあいいけど。それより風太郎くん、ちょっといい？倉庫の備品チェックしてたらこんなの見つけて。
A set of fireworks.
多分私たちが来た時のために用意しておいてくれたんじゃないかな。どれも見た目は新しいし。
Oh, fireworks.
どう？船が来ることも分かったし、ちょっとくらい遊んでも問題ないと思うんだけど。
That's right. Why don't we have a fireworks festival?
え？花火大会？急にどうしたのですか？
Now that we have a chance of leaving this island, let's celebrate it with a set of fireworks Ichika found.
ええ、いいんじゃないかしら。花火って聞こえました。
もしかして今夜は花火祭りですか？
お兄ちゃん、花火やるの？
ふふん、幸運にも花火セットを発見した私に感謝してね。いちか最高、いちか偉い、さすがお姉ちゃん。
褒め方が雑ね。
みんなで花火、夜になるのが楽しみ。
Okay, back to regular scrolling.
そうですね。まさかこの島で花火ができるなんて思いもしませんでしたから。
Right. When it gets dark, we'll meet in front of the villa.
私たちは何をする？これどこ？
We got the snowball effect, so we good on that. Oh, I don't have any more,
誰がライハちゃんと料理をする？迷ってしまいます。
Yeah, I'm just snowballed, so we always good now. Oh. Nino's preferences. Wait, why am I getting this unlocked again? I guess because, like, I did use some intimacy points when I had her cook, so it's fine. Ooh!
ふうくん、何してるの？
taking a small break. Wanna join me, Nino?
そうね。そうしようかしら。ふうくんのお誘いだもの。
Yeah, back when I was doing the like build up for the Nino and Miku route, I got this short story real early. Though I didn't really mean to.
今のやつはね、すっかりライハちゃんにべったりみたい。
She's helping me out a lot by watching over her like this.
どうかしら。やつばが面倒を見られてるのかもね。ライハちゃんはすごくしっかりしてるし。
Being able to hear voices from that far away just underlines how quiet it is on the island.
街では考えられないわね。夜なんて静かすぎて落ち着かないし、音楽でも流したいわ。
Music, huh?
ふうくんはあんまり興味ない？
Not really into trends or anything, but you seem to be familiar with that stuff.
もちろん、いつもかけてる曲、ふうくんにも教えてあげるわね。けど、ミクはうるさいって言うのよ。あんなにいい曲なのに分かってないわね。
Their taste in music differs, even though they're quintuplets.
あの子、同じ曲ばっかしつこいって言って勝手にプレイヤー止めようとするのよ。
Regardless of liking a song or not, it's tough to hear the same song over and over again. Okay, camera's working properly.
指示は遠慮なく出してください。
Oh. I didn't know that Nino dipped in science that much. This should be the last math one for you. Oh. I already have it. I guess I studied a lot of math with Yotsuba in a past playthrough. Alright, go ahead and solve these problems.
分数の問題ですか。上杉さん、いつも思うんですが、分数って不思議な形してますよね。下が分母で、上が分子。親子でセットの数字なんて誰が考えたんでしょう。
What is this all of a sudden?
下がお母さんで上が子供。まるでおんぶをしてるみたいです。お母さんはどの世界でも子供を背負っているものなんですね。
I suppose you're right. I never thought of it that way.
さすが上杉さんはクールですね。やっぱりクールに計算をこなしていくことが数学のコツですか？
You're thinking too much. I admit it's fun to come up with the idea, but you don't need to demonstrate it right now.
今の褒めてくれたのか怒られたのかどっちなんですか？反応に困ります。
Me neither. Come on, don't get off track. Solve the problem.
はーい。分数の割り算ですね。
It's the basics of fractions. You can remember how to do it, right?
確か分数の割り算は掛け算にして計算するでしたよね。
Exactly. And then?
まだありましたっけ？
Yes. Come on, Yotsuba.
何でしたっけ？あ、そうです。割る方を逆さにするんです。
Very good. After this, it's easy. You can do the rest.
分母と分子を入れ替えるってなんだかかわいそうですね。
What?
こん 今度はちっちゃい子供がお母さんをおんぶすることになっちゃいます。ほら見てください。分母の5お母さんが分子の3子供におんぶされることになっちゃいましたよ。
Children are filial to their parents sometimes. Now come on, hurry up and do the calculations. Hey Gauntlets, welcome to the stream. Oh, just doing more of this survival stuff.
メニューは材料次第って感じね。
How about you? I hope things are good for you. This.
今回
おお、綺麗に煮つけられてるね。
いい香りがする。
ああ、これは
The taste. It's pretty salty, though the meal looks normal.
味を染み込ませようとして長く煮込んじゃったんだね。ある意味ご飯は進みそうですが。
You're gonna neutralize it with white rice, right?
Yosh! 花火大会を始めましょう。
ねえ待って、ここじゃ風情がないわよ。どうせなら浜辺でやらない？
いいね、せっかく島に来てるんだし。
うん、その方が夏っぽい。風太郎、そうしようよ。
Okay, I don't mind.
では行きましょうか。
We're ready. Let's get started.
パチパチパチ。花火、みんなに配ろうか。
Oh, by the way, here's the warning. There will be some moments of flashing lights. So if you need to like look away, you might want to look away for a while. I'll still read you everything that's happening. And if there's like a cool picture moment, I'll tell you to come back. But yeah, just like look away if you're not a fan of flashing lights. Nah, first we'll shoot this firework off.
打ち上げ花火っていう割には随分とミニサイズよね。
まあそこは我慢しようよ。
点火は私がするよ。みんなはちょっと離れてて。
Alright, Yotsuba's lighting it up.
お願いします、四つ葉。じゃあ行くよ。点火。
Poof.
上がった。打ち上げ成功です。
That was underwhelming.
お母さん、今年も全員揃って花火を見れました。
Oh yes. For the quintuplets, fireworks reminds them of their mother.
それじゃ本格的に花火大会を始めますか。
思ったよりたくさんあるね。ライハちゃん、どれにする？どれにしようかな。これがいいかな。ライハちゃん、1分しか選ばないなんて甘いですね。私なんてほら、二刀流ですよ。うわー、かっこいい。私もやろうっと。勝負ですね。さあ、この私の動きについてこれますか？それ。2人ともやけどしないように気をつけてくださいね。あ、ほら四つ葉、火の向きには注意して。この花火の色ちょっと好きかも。
んた本当に青いのが好きよね。私はこっちの派手な方が綺麗で好きだわ。
そっちの花火も綺麗だと思うよ。でも私はこっちが好きだから。
ま、それでいいんじゃないかしら。どっちも花火なのには変わらないしね。
うん、好きの形はそれぞれだよ。
みんな楽しそう。このタイミングで花火大会は正解だったね。
I guess it's from the relief knowing that we can go home.
うん、本当になんとか無事に戻れそうでよかった。
Finally.
随分とお疲れみたいだね。大丈夫？
No, just gotta be a little more patient. Until the ship arrives, I cannot loosen up.
なんだ、やっぱり疲れてたんだ。頑張りすぎは良くないぞ。
I promised, didn't I? That all of us would get home safe.
君にリーダーを任せてよかったよ。もうちょっとの間頑張ってね。
ふうくん、さっきから花火もしないでいちかと何の話をしてるのかしら。
We were just talking about how our island life will soon come to an end, and my goal is to get everyone home safely.
そのためにも船が来るまではやっぱり気が抜けないってね。
Nino, are you finished with the fireworks?
ちょっと休憩よ。
ヨツバ、ちょっと待ってください。それはさすがに危険です。
What? Yotsuba might be causing trouble again. I'll go check things out.
うん、お願い。いつきちゃんじゃ四つ葉を止めきれないかもしれないしね。
Itsuki, did something happen? I could hear all your... Oh, by the way, flashing lights are over. For now. I think there's like one more moment, but I'll let you know when that comes up. Itsuki, did something happen? I could hear your voice all the way from here.
上杉くん、四つ葉が。上杉さん、ほら見てください。
Oh, there's still more flashing lights. I'm sorry. Whoa, how many fireworks are you carrying?
さて何本でしょう。わかりますか？
And those are handheld bamboo fireworks. It's gotta be dangerous if you're carrying that many around.
大丈夫です。これくらいは普通です。
It might be normal for you, but it's dangerous for Raiha if she imitates you. Please put the fireworks out.
あ、それはダメですね。すぐに消してきます。すみません。私が綺麗だと言ったことが四つ葉を焚きつけてしまったのかもしれません。
I assume I get this dialogue because either you have high intimacy points with Yotsuba or Itsuki. So yes, you will be seeing this twice. That may make sense. What is she up to now? Oh no, she's wandering towards the rocky area.
四つ葉、何してるんですか？そっちに行くと危ないですよ。魚を見てるの。花火の光で集まってきたりしてないか気になって。上杉さん、明かりで魚を集める漁ってありましたよね。やってみたらどうでしょう。
Itsuki is worried about you. Hurry up and come back.
はい、すぐに戻ります。いつき、ごめんね。心配させちゃった。魚が取れたらいいなって思ったらつい。
もし海に落ちでもしたら無事では済まなかったかもしれませんよ。
Itsuki's right. The ocean at night is more dangerous than you think.
はーい。
There's better be a way out for Itsuki. Well, fortunately nothing happened, and Itsuki will forgive you, right? Boom.
ええ、もちろんです。四つ葉の無事が一番ですから。ですが、戻れる目処もつきましたし、危険を冒してまで魚を取る必要はありませんよ。
Right. Let's enjoy the fireworks now.
じゃあ私はこの花火で。
Oh. There's there's at least one more flashing light, so look away if you need to.
上杉さんはどれにしますか？
I'll take this one. It looks real fancy.
おお、火花の勢いがすごいですね。いつきはどれにする？あれ？どうしたの？うまくつかなかった？はい、しけっていたのでしょうか。それじゃあ、はい、私の花火でつけてあげるよ。あ、つきました。ありがとうございます。お礼なんていいよ。これは可愛い妹に心配かけちゃったお詫びってことで。そうですね。で、それとこれは別問題では？バレちゃったか。
I guess she's aware that she's the older sister. Yotsuba is more childish, but Itsuki is childish too most of the time. It must be another quintuplet thing.
あれ、もう花火全部やっちゃった？たくさんあると思いましたが、あっという間でしたね。
Well, we know why they ran out fast. Raiha, did you have fun?
楽しかった。私もです。
四つ葉は騒がしい花火ばかりやってたわね。
風太郎くん、最後に打ち上げ花火やるから準備手伝ってくれる？
Hmm? There's still one more?
最後にやろうと思って別にしておいたんだ。花火大会の締めくくりにふさわしいでしょ。
Oh, so that's why there was still one left. Alright. Leave preparations to me. Alright, I'll light it up. You go join the others.
よろしく。
And here we go.
たまやー。今年も全員揃って花火を見れましたね。
Oh, you can now look. It's officially the fireworks thing is over. So no more flashing lights.
何言ってんのよ。これはこれでいいものだけど、本番はまだでしょ？
Huh?
みんなでお出かけしよう。
Wait, look away again for a sec.
今年は私もしっかりとスケジュール調整しておくから。
I thought they did the last firework. Am I misremembering?
楽しみだね。
Oh, here we go. Last firework. Okay, now you can finally turn back because we just lit the last one. These fireworks. They were kinda underwhelming. But these are the same fireworks we saw in the park last year. When we first met, I was worried if we didn't get along. But we've gotten to know each other quite a lot within this past year. It's the same with the fireworks. The fireworks are just as lackluster as last year, but they seem so much more beautiful now than they were back then.
Fu-kun, 朝よ。Fu-kun, 朝になったわよ。 いつまで寝てる気？もう仕方ないわね。お邪魔しまーす。
Whose voice is that?
ふうくん、朝よ、起きて。
Oh, it's Nino.
おはよう、ふうくん。
Wait, what? Why are you in my room?
声をかけても返事してくれないんだもの。おかげでいいもの見ちゃったわ。
Something nice?
ふうくんの寝顔。
Huh? Why would you want to see my sleeping face? And how is that nice?
さあ、何でも言ってください。何でもやります。
誰がライハちゃんと材料足りてるか？あなたに任せます。
What's up? Did you find something?
いえ、見えそうで見えないという感じです。
If there's something you want to check up this tree, don't climb it yourself. Let me know, okay?
おお、さすが上杉さん。私の心を読みましたね。
Only because you seem so tempted to climb it.
そうですか。この溢れる思い、隠しきれるものではなかったんですね。
Are you tired of looking for food? No doubt time has flown by without us finding anything.
誤解ですよ。木に登って遊びたいってわけじゃないんです。この辺りで一番高い木に登って見下ろせばフルーツが実ってる木を見つけられたりするかなって。
Your strategy is to search from above?
この木なんてどうでしょう。遠くまで見渡すことができそうですよ。
Except you can't really see that well. Like, fruits generally hang on the lower parts of trees. So if you're on a very high point and you're looking from top down, it's a lot harder to see. But it seems pretty dangerous.
大丈夫です。ちょいちょいと登ってみるだけですし、いいですよね。
Nah, it's definitely dangerous at this height. That's gotta be like 20 meters. It's a big deal if you fall and get hurt, Yotsuba. I don't intend to let that happen to you.
梅杉さん。
Besides, if there's any trees with fruits, they're probably hard to find because of all the foliage in the way.
ああ、そこまで考えてませんでした。
Alright, things will be inefficient, but let's keep on searching.
わかりました。食料捜索作戦頑張ります。 料理な。ここは悩。さすがないは。おいしい。
ちゃんと風太郎の指示に従うよ。
I think I've been everywhere with her.
やっぱりミノがいい。
メニューは材料。今回は
なんだか今日の野菜炒めはテカテカしてる？
油が多いのかな。
Too much. The vegetables are slick with it.
口の中に油が残る感じが。食べられなくはないですが、たくさん食べるのは辛いかもです。
我慢だね。
In 4 days.
うん、確かにそう言ってた。4日後のお昼前、迎えの船が島に着くって。
I'm just gonna skip this. This is the part where we declare we're gonna do the test tomorrow. Because the girls want to play for the last 2 days. I don't know, was there another English thing I could study with Yotsuba? I'm like maxed out for mood too, which is kind of funny. Maxed out.
何 何かうわー、今日のホットドッグ野菜いっぱいですね。
Well, you better know. I had you make it.
少ない素材でも満足感をいかに出せるかよく考えてあるわね。
It's simple, but it's a little on the large side.
野菜のシャキシャキした食感が気持ちいいですね、上杉さん。
It feels good. I wonder if that's her praising the meal. Alright, the final battle. It's all set. The test will begin now.
はい、よろしくお願いします。
I'll pass out the questions now. Ichika, here are yours.
手書きだ。
That's always been the case. Besides, it's not like there's any fancy computers or printers here. Right, next is Nino's test.
ねえ、もしかして一人一人問題が違うの？
Obviously, all of you have different academic abilities. Therefore, what I taught each of you here is completely different. I'll make sure that you have learned from our classes on the island.
本気ですね。
You're all serious about this, right? It's good manners for me to do my best too. Here, this is Miku's test.
ありがとう。私も全力で答える。
Yotsuba, here's yours, and the last one goes to Itsuki.
すごいですね、上杉さん。いつの間にこれだけのテストを作ったんですか？
もしかして睡眠を削って。
You guys don't need to worry about that. Hurry up and take your seats. This is a test, so there will also be a time limit. The questions you can't solve in time will count against you. Now, begin!
ではテスト開始。いつきの覚悟見せてもらう。約束通り。
Woo!
採点は終わりましたか？
Yes, sorry for making you wait. I'll announce the results right away.
うん、どうぞ。
全力を出したから大丈夫なはずよ。
私も。
All of you have passed.
やったー！おめでとう！
まあ当然だけどね。ええ、手応えは感じていましたから。
I made the problems difficult with the future in mind, but to be honest, these scores were surprising. Good grief, just how much do you guys want to play?
遊びたいのもあるけど、一番は風太郎にお礼をするためだよ。
そうよ。心を込めておもてなしするから覚悟してね。
Mm.
上杉さん？
About that, I've thought about it a bit since you guys told me yesterday.
何を？
Of course, I know the reason you guys invited me here. Keeping that in mind, I feel a bit weird being thanked by everyone. It's being so one-sided and all. You five have taught me so much as well.
お互い様ってこと？
でも私 私たちの方が上杉さんにたくさんお世話になってますよ。そこは自信持って言えます。
自信持つとこじゃないけどね。
It's not a matter of who did more. I don't want to be the only one being thanked. We only have now to enjoy this summer. And now it's not just me here, but Raiha and you guys too. A fact that I'd like to cherish more.
上杉くん。
なるほど。それが風太郎くんからの注文か。ゲストである風太郎くんの望みなら、もてなす側の私たちは当然受け入れないとね。
いちか？
私にもわかるように言ってもらえると。
今年の夏は今しかない。それは私たちだって同じ。だから一緒に今を楽しもうってことだよね。
Yeah, something like that.
ほーん。なら一緒に楽しんで同じ思い出を作るのが一番のおもてなしになりそうね。
おお、それなら私にもわかります。任せてください。上杉さんにもライハちゃんにも最高の夏の思い出をプレゼントします。
夏の思い出ですか。そうですね。みんな一緒ということなら。
じゃあ明日から2日間、みんなで思いっきり夏を満喫して思い出作り。ってことでいいんだよね、風太郎くん。
Summer memories, huh? A year ago, I definitely would have snorted at those words. However, yeah, I'd really appreciate that.
こっちこそ。ライハちゃんも一緒に楽しみましょうね。
ふうくんとやりたいことがたくさんあるもの。2日間じゃ足りないくらいだわ。
となると計画的に遊ばないと。どうしましょう、上杉さん。まずは夏休みのしおりを作りますか？
If we have time to make that, we should have fun instead. I'm actually really excited to spend the rest of the summer with them. These quintuplets, they've changed me. What I decided. Let's do a quick save here.
データをセーブするね。
Boom. Yotsuba route. Go.
さて、やってみるか。
Whew. Everyone did well on their test. Yotsuba, who was the most challenging to mentor, is improving, although making careless mistakes might be part of her personality. All of us are at a turning point now, and this summer is going to be a big one.
あれれ、上杉さんまだ起きてたんですか？
Huh? Oh, it's you, Yotsuba. You're still up too?
こんな夜中にこっそり一人で何をしてたんですか？これは怪しいですね。
What's suspicious about it? I'm putting together practice tests that seem likely to be needed in the future by looking at your test results. If you make up for your weak areas that have become visible with these practice tests, you can aim even higher.
問題集。テストが終わったばかりなのにもうですか？
It's better to do it early. If you don't study while it's still fresh, you'll forget.
でもダメですよ。明日からはみんなで思い出作りなんですから、しっかり休んでおかないと。
He could just say like, well, we can start next week.
なので今日はもう問題集作り禁止です。
No, this is a good time. Just a little more.
むむむむ。 どうしてもやるというなら、これは没収です。
Ah, she's got the practice test.
これを返してほしければ今日はもうお休みしてください。
Fine, I'll call it quits for today, so give them back.
本当ですよね。返した途端にふははは騙されたなとか言い出したりしませんよね。
In her defense, you did pull some crap with her when she dropped a handkerchief, so there is that to consider. I won't say it. Why do you have to doubt me there?
だって上杉さんですからね。
So what are you doing? You're usually asleep at this time.
ああ、私はですね、明日に備えて何か遊びに使えるものがないかと探してるところです。みんないろいろと大変でしたし、最後はパーッと楽しんでもらいたいじゃないですか。明日はみんなが素敵な思い出を作れるように私頑張っちゃいますよ。
I see. That's just like you.
今のうちに準備をしておけば、その分明日遊べる時間が増えますからね。
That makes sense.
上杉さんも明日を楽しみにしててくださいね。では私は倉庫に。
Hey, Yotsuba, I'll help too.
そんないいですよ。疲れている上杉さんのお手を煩わせるわけにいきません。
Well, what about you? But you're tired too, aren't you? Oh, the camera's so out. Hang on. The hell? Okay. I just got up. I looked at the camera and the camera was showing me still sitting down. So the camera fell way behind. Hopefully the microphone, the sound is okay. That tends to have an OBS sometimes. Because OBS is doofy like that. Anyway, you're tired too, aren't you? Besides, making memories is something we all do together. It's weird to leave all the preparations to you.
それは。
Come on, let's get started. Since storage is packed with lots of stuff, it might take some time.
いえ、大丈夫ですから先に休んでてください。
Huh? Why?
どうしてもです。じゃあちょっと行ってきますね。
Hey! She's already gone. That girl is always so active. But can she really handle it alone? If she messes around with things she doesn't understand and breaks something. Ha! You can even hear it. Not already. I believe it's a yes, of course moment. Hang on, we need the camera back on for this. Yes, of course.
あいててて。荷物崩しちゃった。
Hey, Yotsuba?
あれ、上杉さん？
Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
はい、大丈夫みたいです。
Well, that's good then. That was an impressive fall.
戸棚の上の箱を取ろうとしたら手元が滑っちゃいまして。
It's a good thing there wasn't anything dangerous in there. Here, let me help you up. Can you stand?
ありがとうございます。
Hey, I hope you're really okay. If you're hurt, let me know.
そうですね。上杉さんが親切すぎて何か裏があるんじゃないかって心配になっています。
This will be hilarious later. Okay, just checking the camera
そういう
sync
意味
there.
ではちょっと頭痛がするかもしれません。
This again? I'm being serious, you know.
ごめんなさい。大 大丈夫です。痛いところは本当にありません。
I don't know. I have a lot of reason to doubt. Seriously, be more careful. If you get hurt, you won't be able to enjoy yourself, you know.
それもそうですね。
That's nothing to laugh at.
だって駆けつけてくれた時の上杉さん、ちょっとかっこよかったので、思い出すとニコニコしちゃいます。
I'm glad I was there for you. What would you have done by yourself?
上杉さんは大事な時に必ず来てくれます。本当になんででしょうか。
I assume this is just a safe answer, which I'm always fine with that. It was just a coincidence this time. Although I did have a feeling that something might happen.
心配してくれてたんですね。ありがとうございます。
Well, you have a tendency to act without thinking things through. I just can't leave you all alone. Yeah, boy.
お手数かけます。
Well, whatever. More importantly, we shouldn't leave the storage room this messy. I'm pretty sure Itsuki and the others organized it recently.
あ、せっかく綺麗に片付けてあったのに。私はまたみんなに迷惑を。
Don't worry about it. You were doing it for everyone's sake, weren't you?
それはそうですけど。
Come on, let's clean it up quickly. I'll help.
あ、いえいえ、散らかしたのは私なんですから、上杉さんに手伝ってもらうなんてとんでもない。
But I can't just turn a blind eye to it, can I?
上杉さん。よーし。では、元よりもっと綺麗に整理整頓しちゃいましょう。
I don't think we need to go that far. But alright, let's do it.
はーい。
さてと、肝心の思い出作りだけど、どうしよっか。みんなは何かやりたいことある？
そうですね。ハイキングなんてどうでしょう。今ある食材も使い切っておく必要がありますし。そうだね。お弁当を作って森の中をハイキングなんていいかも。
森に行くなら滝で水浴びもしたい。
You shouldn't dirty the water there, since it's used for drinking.
ああ、そうだった。あの滝綺麗だったから残念だな。
水は十分に備蓄してありますが、まだ何があるかわかりませんしね。
水浴びなら海でもいいわよね。こんなに海が近いのにほとんど泳いでないもの。
We just didn't have the time before. There's so many fun things we could do.
風太郎は何がしたい？
You notice that there's a lot of not Yotsuba being here? I feel like she hurt herself. I'm fine with anything, as long as it's not dangerous.
それならみんながやりたいことを全部やっちゃいましょう。
Never mind, I guess she's fine. No way, we don't have that much time.
いけますよ。まずは森の中を散策しつつ滝で涼んで、そして海にすぐ移動して遊びまくる。
Are you planning to do a triathlon? That's too time consuming and physically demanding.
そこは根性ですよ。
Yeah, but that's only like one of you. You're too optimistic, Yotsuba. Do you think that I have that much stamina?
それ、ドヤ顔で言うことじゃないぞ。
But he's not. He's using that as a point of objection.
確かに上杉さんとミクは体力的に難しいかもですね。あ、そうだ。私がおんぶするというのはどうでしょう。
That's a definite no. That was pretty funny. Just as soon as like Yotsuba brings up giving him a piggyback ride, and then Miku and Nino being like jelly. That was pretty funny actually.
ここでまさかの四つ葉。
つの間にか風太郎が省略されてた。
And Izuki's sensitive. She's like, oh no, we're not having Sister Wars 2. Huh? Nino, Miku, is there something on my face?
ごめんね、私ばっかり話しちゃった。それでニノとミクは何がしたい？
The double pout.
そうね。私はやっぱり海がいいわ。
Of course you
フー君
do.
にもっと水着姿を見てもらいたいし。
私は山にハイキングがいいかな。
はあ？山なんていつでもいいじゃない。せっかくの夏なのよ。
離島の山だって普段行ける場所じゃない。
私も山に賛成です。水着はもう十分ですよね。
そうだね。なんだかんだで浜辺には何度か行ってるし、私も山がいいかな。
Nino, you have been outvoted.
ライハちゃん、どうですか？
No, you already have a 3-1 vote. You don't need more votes.
私は海。
Oof. Okay, we got a 3 and a 2. Yotsuba, see, it doesn't matter if Yotsuba picks anything. Unless Yotsuba says go to the beach, which she won't, then Futaro is the tiebreaker. But otherwise, it doesn't matter. Oh, Futaro, come on, bro. Why you gotta let me down? You let me down, man. You let me down. You let me down, man. You let me down. You let me down. Well, I guess the story is gonna force Yotsuba to make a choice, because I guess, like, okay, so based on this little bit here, what I'm gonna predict is that Yotsuba's story is about her problem of being too considerate of others, which is always a Yotsuba problem, is that she's always too considerate of others and not she's not assertive enough in what she wants, which has always been her problem in the manga, because in the manga, yeah, she flip-flops between, like, okay, so Yotsuba's main story bit in the Quintessential Quintuplets is that Yotsuba flip-flops between her acting on her feelings for Futaro, but also her love for her sisters. And she always flip-flops between them. And a major part of the story is that Yotsuba has to choose. She has to choose between that. And it's a hard decision for her. Because every time in the story, when Yotsuba has done something to kind of advance her relationship with Futaro, she ends up feeling kind of bad about it. And so, because she feels like that's an act of betrayal to her sisters. And that's why after Futaro does choose her, spoilers for the manga, after he chooses her in the manga, she tried to make things right with her sisters, but it wasn't as simple as she thought it'd be. Like, Nino and Miku got mad at her about it. Nino a lot more so, and then Miku explains that, like, we are upset with you. We're upset because he didn't choose us, and you have to be okay with that. And so, as far as, like, Yotsuba's character arc, as this game will kind of poke at, because it's already done a pretty good job when it comes to, like, Nino and Miku for sure, and some with Ichika. They did use this game to kind of fill in little holes that the manga didn't bother in the character jump between the Sister Wars and then moving toward the Culture Fest. Because remember, in the actual manga, there's only like 12 chapters between those two stories. There's not a lot of time to explore more of what they thought and how their thought process changed, if hardly at all. Damn it, Futaro, though, you let me down, man. You let me down.
山派と海派、見事に意見が割れちゃったね。
So now Yotsuba has to be the tiebreaker.
あとは四つ葉ね。あんたはどっちがいいのよ。
Why did Futaro choose the beach, though? I question that. See, Yotsuba already be struggling. You can't decide? Then why don't we go to the beach? You're supposed to be You're supposed to be hospitable to me and Raiha, right? That's what I heard at least. Okay, nope, that makes sense. I should have thought about that. Futaro chose the beach because Raiha chose the beach. And then now he's gonna convince Yotsuba that because we chose it, you should choose it as well. It's kind of like what he's like subtly hinting at. Which is actually very in line with how Yotsuba acts in the manga. So I think this is the right choice. Yeah, boy!
お客様である上杉さんがそういうのなら海で決まりですよ。四つ葉さんの海でいいんだ。
For a moment I had to think that I'm like, why did Futaro choose the beach? And then it's like, oh right, a few seconds ago Raiha said she wanted to go to the beach.
もちろんです。
How about you two, Miku and Itsuki?
いいよ。
I mean, Miku is generally fine with it. It's just Itsuki who's freaking out about like her sisters flirting with him at the beach.
ライハちゃんに行きたいと言われてしまっては反対などできません。
That's a cap.
ほら、四つ葉も早く準備しなさい。
あ、うん。今日は一日思い出作りの応援をするからね。みんな張り切っていこう。
ライハちゃん、走ると危ないわよ。
準備体操も忘れちゃダメ。一緒にやろう。
よいしょっと。ビーチチェアとテーブルここでいいよね。ええ、問題ないと思います。組み立て手伝いますね。大丈夫、これくらい私がやっておくから、いつきはライハちゃんたちと泳いできなよ。ですが、それでは四つ葉に負担が。ここまで運んできたのだってあなたなのに。
But see, that's Yotsuba's character flaw, is that her indecision is her at least in her mind, the definition of being fair. Because if she goes either to choosing Futaro or choosing her sisters, then she feels she's being unfair, and that makes her, she feels guilty about that. That's why she doesn't act on her feelings the way that she does in the manga. What was the first anime you watched properly? Not like how they used to randomly show episodes on TV. Well, the thing about that, Jazzy, is that like that's how I first watched anime when I was younger, because that's how it was back then. But if I had to give you like an answer of like, okay, like an anime that I watched on TV and then really liked it, that I bought like the DVDs and then watched it through, it would either be like Naruto was the first one I really did that with. Because like, okay, so when you say like watch anime, like when I was growing up, I watched like a lot of Dragon Ball Z from week to week. And so like see, that's the thing about when you say like, okay, what anime did you watch properly? Like I watched Dragon Ball Z week to week. I watched Pokemon like week to week. And I was pretty like committed in that back then. But but going on your definition here of like, okay, what was one where I like sat through it and watched it without like the whole TV network week to week thing? Then Naruto would probably be one of the earliest ones for that. Maybe Gundam. Gundam Wing, at least, was the first one I watched. Which is actually a good place to start, because then you get one of the weaker ones out of the way, and then you go watch some of the other ones later. Like, I mean, the original Gundam is just so good, right? That show's like a classic. But yeah, it's hard to really answer that question because like the way I was growing up, it was just different how I was exposed to anime. I see. In my country, they used to show episodes randomly, like an episode of Cell on Monday and an episode of Frieza on Tuesday. Okay, see, that's I see what you're getting at. That's not how it was here. Like, at least where I live, they were pretty good on that. But like, then they had a different problem, right? So, because like, okay, you have to watch like an English dub. So if they didn't have translations ready, what they would do is they would, like, let's say for example you're watching Dragon Ball Z, and then they play up like all the way up to like part way, like okay, so Dragon Ball Z goes all the way from like, it starts with the Saiyan Saga, and then let's say it goes to like early Namek Saga. Because translation wasn't available for later parts of the Namek Saga, the series, the next week, it would just go back to the first episode, and then play all of it again week to week. Well, it wouldn't be week to week. It would be like, they used to, see, this is where like, God, this makes me sound super old. So there's a TV network, it's still around, it's called YTV, and I used to watch Dragon Ball Z on YTV. And YTV would air it 4 days a week. So it's not like, you know, once again, because like going through the Namek Saga, you're already going through like 60 episodes, right? It's not like it takes years to go through the series and then every time it resets, right? But I'd watch it like every day, and then, oh, it resets, and then you stop watching for a while until it got caught up, and then you start watching it again on YTV. Yeah, that's kind of how anime was when I was a kid. But no, the way you describe it is like that's whether it's like super random like that. Yeah, that's kind of weird like that. That was never the case with me. So I guess in my case of growing up with anime was way better than what you apparently experienced. Anyway, back to Yotsuba's thing about like things not being fair. See, that's the thing. This is the dynamic between Itsuki and Yotsuba, and why I always enjoy this dynamic, especially when you watch it. When you watch the Quintessential Quintuplet anime, because it's Inori Minase and Ayana Sakura, and watching them interact, I don't know, I just really like it. It's a lot of that Tokyo Mirage Sessions in me, I guess, because I clearly love that game. I've streamed it twice, but Itsuki and Yotsuba's constant headbutting in the story is that Yotsuba allows herself to be in this dilemma of, does she love Futaro or does she choose her sisters over her feelings for him? And Yotsuba, in her mind, she thinks that's fair because she treats them equally. That's what she thinks. And Itsuki's constantly going, no, that's wrong. You can't do that. But then, of course, the irony in Itsuki's story arc is that as Itsuki kept doing that, she was being unfair to herself. Because Itsuki realized too late that she had feelings for Futaro. And so, that headbutting between them was always an interesting dynamic in the story. Hey, Anime Code, welcome to the stream.
心配ないよ。体力だけは自信あるんだから。
That's not what she meant.
いつきも遠慮しないで、私にできることがあったら何でも言ってね。
わかりました。
Ugh, this cooler is always so heavy. I mean, it's got ice and a bunch of water, I assume, to drink in it.
あ、上杉さん、お疲れ様です。重くなかったですか？
No problem. This much was nothing. More importantly, I'll help you. So let's hurry up and make a resting spot.
あ、私も手伝います。
Nice. Itsuki just piggybacking on Futaro's like, I'll help. Oh, I'll help too. Because I just got rejected a few seconds ago from Yotsuba. I don't know if you watched it, but it's like one of my favorite abridged series. It's called of course, I've watched Team 4 Stars Dragon Ball Z abridged. I've made a number of references throughout my my different game streams to it. Okay, then you take care of the beach chairs.
ビーチチェアですね。ところで、これはどうすればいいのですか？
They're folded, so you just need to unfold them, right?
それは分かってます。ただその広げ方が分からなくて。
はい、貸して。やっぱり月より私がやった方が早いよ。え？こんな感じで適当にえいやっと。でついでにこっちもやっちゃいますね。
Shameless self-promotion, but if you watch my D4DJ videos, I do the Piccolo nerd thing a lot of times.
あっという間ですね。
We're not needed at all. I'll see now Yotsuba's working herself too hard for everybody. Just a typical Yotsuba thing.
3人ともお疲れ様。ごめんね、荷物任せちゃって。
It's not a big deal. Yotsuba pretty much did everything by herself anyway.
えへん。この手のことは慣れっこですから。ただいま。
おかえりなさい。海はどうでしたか？
ちょっと波が高いわ。ライハちゃんだと泳ぐのは危ないかも。
じゃあいっそ海に入らないで何か別の遊びをするのもいいかも。
I know, right? It is so good. Someone made an abridged series on Attack on Titan that was good. I haven't seen that one. Not the Attack on Titan one. I've watched like anime boys abridged series. So he did like the solo leveling one. He did mainly I watched the My Hero one. I watched that one. Besides swimming, like playing in the sand or something.
ここは任せてください。こんなこともあろうかと準備しておいたものがあるんですよ。じゃじゃーん。
What do you got for us? These are water guns?
はい。ゆうべ何か遊べるものがないか探し回ってた時に倉庫で見つけちゃったんです。
Ah, those boxes. I didn't expect that things like these would be in there.
ちゃんと人数分あるんだ。じゃあこれで打ち合いっこでもしよっか。
常夏バトルロイヤル勃発。
今この時この島は戦国の世に、周りは全て敵国。
面白いじゃない。勝ち残るのは誰かしらね。もう少し平和的に行きましょう。チーム分けして試合形式にしませんか？
None of this weak team stuff. FFA.
それだと一人余っちゃうよね。7人だから割り切れないし。
Exactly. 7 people. You made FFA.
だったら私が水鉄砲の水入れ係をやるね。
No, see, and then Yotsuba's gonna cheat herself out. Not being part of the group. She's like, oh, I gotta serve everybody, and not like doing what she wants. Wait, what do you mean by in charge of refilling the guns? If we're gonna play, it should be a game that everyone can participate in. Yeah, everyone should be filling their own guns.
ではどうしましょうか。どうやっても公平にはなりませんよね。
Free for all. Everyone gets their own ammo, and you shoot until one person is left standing. Nino had the right idea. Then how about choose one person to be it, and they chase everyone else with a water gun? That is also not a bad idea.
つまり水鉄砲を使った鬼ごっこってわけ？
Budero, that was a good idea, actually. Although I would have loved to have seen a 7-person free-for-all water gun fight. That would have been pretty great. Yeah, it's known as a Slap on Titan episode, 22 episode. So the first season. I recommend to watch it if you watch something funny. Yeah, exactly. It'll be more fun if we make it more game-like. How about these rules? If a person whose it manages to take everyone within the time limit, they win. If even one person manages to escape, then the person whose it loses.
おお、いいですね。じゃあ私が鬼をやります。
Sorry, Yotsuba, but I'm going to be it. I'll show off my magnificent shooting skills. I'll show you my incredible shooting skills. Check this out.
おお、まるで西部劇のガンマンのように水鉄砲をくるくると
Ah,
落としましたね。
this is the technique you catch your opponent off guard. If it were real, you would have been shot by now, Yotsuba.
なんと気づきませんでした。
If you can't even see through that, for you to be it, the role of the demon, you're 100 years too early. Boom! We're killing it!
じゃあ鬼役は上杉さんにお願いしますね。
風太郎くんが鬼か。よかった。四つ葉を相手にするよりは楽だよ。
というか、四つ葉が鬼じゃ勝てる気がしないんですけど。
風太郎なら勝ち目がある。というか、勝てそう。
Basically, it's whatever team Yotsuba, whatever side Yotsuba is on, has the advantage.
みんな上杉さんを侮りすぎ。油断してると負けちゃうよ。確かに勝つためであればどんな手を使ってくるかわからない部分はありますね。
Hey, you there. What kind of person do you think I am?
大丈夫だって。楽勝で逃げ切れるでしょう。
Certainly, I don't have the stamina, but battles aren't just about stamina. I'll show you.
じゃあそろそろ始めよっか。よーいスタート。
あれ？風太郎くんどこへ行ったのかな。てっきり追いかけてくると。
Mwahaha! Right here, Ichika. Take that! Because Futaro's quite the hunter.
岩の陰に隠れてるとかずるくない？
How is that cheating? The whole point is that he's supposed to go after you guys with the water gun. There was no rule established that he couldn't be like strategic and be like a hunter. There's no way that's cheating. This is strategy. Just accept your defeat quietly.
はーい。チェックらしいな。
Don't worry, Ichika. I'll send everyone your way soon.
はいはい。頑張ってね。
What is your favorite anime OP? That is a hard question. If I had to go on just the song, it would be a toss-up between, like... Honestly, like, Peace Sign is so good. No bias, but, Goroban no Hanayame is up there. Recency bias would be like Kimi no Se by the Peggies. That's why I hate that question, because there's just so many good anime OPs. And EDs as well. Don't try and be a smart ass me like, what's your favorite ED then? Like, don't give me that. I hate that question because there's just so many good ones. I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that question. Because I know like the basic answer would be like Cruel Angel's Thesis. That's like super good too. Oh, how is Noragame underrated? Like that one's really good. Like it's not as mainstream as like once again like Cruel Angel's Thesis. It's no Kimi no Se, but that was also really good. Anything by Miyake is like top tier, right? So like Kaguya Love is War had like top tier OPs for every season because that guy did a song for them every season. Oh. My leg is stuck. Someone help. Yo, he totally like caught. They're both gonna get caught. I haven't watched Narogame like thoroughly, but like I know the song you're talking about. Cause I'm much more into. I'm actually quite a bit into like Japanese music. No, these two are gonna get caught. These two are gonna get caught.
Nino?
He caught them. He caught them. He caught them lacking. Both of you are out.
深くこんな手に引っかかるなんて。
もう騙すなんてひどいわ。心配したんだからね。
Oh, bang is like bang. Sorry, my Chinese Tourette's came out there. Bang is like top tier. That one's super good. Like, it's been a while since I've heard that one, but that one is super good. I'm sorry, but in order to win, sometimes you have to be ruthless. After all, I'm it. Watch as Yotsuba is gonna solo Futaro. She's gonna no-diff him. Right. 3 more to go. See you in a bit.
Nino とミクがやられたようです。お兄ちゃんもなかなかやるね。私たちも注意しなければ。ライハちゃん、私から離れないでください。
Hey Iski, I found some watermelon, so let's take a break.
あ、はい、今行きます。
Damn, bro. Oh, this poor girl.
いつきさん待って。
I didn't think you'd actually come.
それで、スイカはどこでしょうか。
There is no watermelon, just like how there's no cake either. So, to the bench with you.
いつきさん、こんなお兄ちゃんでごめんなさい。
I assume Raiha got caught there too. Only Yotsuba is left, but she's too agile. I can't even land a surprise attack. I have to do something.
上杉さん、どこに隠れてるんですか？早く出てこないと時間切れになっちゃいますよ。
I can't tell which one of us is the demon. I can't win head on, and there's no time left. Oh well, here goes nothing. Yotsuba, you're the only one left. How about it? Wanna fight me one-on-one?
おお、一騎打ちいいですね。受けて立ちますよ。
Okay, if you were to pick anything after 2020, anything by Yotsuba would be top tier. Like Idol, Kaibutsu, right? Like those are like top tier. Yeah, Yotsuba is like also like anything that they do is pretty hype.
それじゃいざ尋常に勝負です。
She's gonna no dip him though. As expected, she took the bait. I don't need to chase her anymore. One more push and I'll win. What's wrong, Yotsuba? You won't win by running away like that.
言いましたね。それなら私も手加減しませんよ。
You're getting ahead of yourself. By coming forward like that, I shall be victorious. Hey, hey, whoa!
惜しい。次は必ず当ててみせますよ。それ。
Wait a minute, you're suddenly getting too serious, aren't you?
上杉さん、息が上がってますよ。もしかして高3ですか？
Don't underestimate me.
そんな動きでいつまで避けきれますかね？
I'll definitely get you.
私だって負けませんよ。
Good, good. It seems like Yotsuba is enjoying herself instead of just preparing and worrying. She should enjoy herself more too.
隙ありです。
Oh no.
やったー。上杉さん、打ち取ったり。
Crap, I was careless.
ふっふっふ。私の優勝ですね。 優勝ってそういうゲームじゃなかったでしょ。あ、そうだった。つい鬼を倒すことに夢中に。
もう時間切れだし、風太郎くんの負けには変わりないんだけどね。
みんなを待たせちゃったよね。ごめんね、勝手なことしちゃって。
It's fine. It was fun, and I was able to defeat everyone except Yotsuba. Which, by your rules, you still lost.
ああ、風太郎くんを侮りすぎちゃった。あの負け方は悔しいし、ここはリベンジしたいよ。
Have you watched Banana Fish? I know a lot of people don't watch it because it's considered a little gay, but I feel like the story is good. I have not watched Banana Fish. I don't think I know that one very well. Like, how gay is gay though, right? Like, I'm a pretty like, I mean, I make videos on it, so like, D4DJ is considered pretty gay, and that's why a lot of people are kind of not really into it, even though like you know, D4DJ is really more about the music. But I know some people would not care much for Groovy Mix's story because Groovy Mix, the mobile game, which is also like a visual novel, it's a rhythm game with visual novel aspects to it. But a lot of people feel like the visual novel aspects of D4DJ is pretty gay, and that's why some people are like kind of turned off by it. So like, what do you mean by that when you're trying to explain Banana Fish to me? But okay, in D4DJ's defense, the whole issue with it is that like, it's because the cast is like 96% all female. And then of course you run into like shipping wars and stuff like that, right? So
次は負けない。
私だってあの倒され方は納得いきません。次は私が鬼をやります。
they all want revenge on him. That's what it is.
じゃあ私もいつきさんと二人で鬼をやってみたい。
It's like they all want to go against him. That's fine, isn't it? We're not strictly following the rules anyway.
いつきさん、よろしくね。
はい、一緒に上杉くんを倒しましょう。
Why is it just me? Yotsuba, don't worry too much about things. It's just a game. Let's just enjoy ourselves more casually.
はい、ありがとうございます。水鉄砲楽しかった。
I'm exhausted though. My goodness, those girls. All of them, when it came to being it in the game, they all came after me first. They kept targeting me until they hit me. Ah! I'm so freaking tired.
風太郎くん、お疲れ様。はい、飲み物。汗かいたでしょ？
Ah, thank you. I was running around so much, my throat was already dry.
でも自業自得だよね。君が最初に本気出しちゃったんだから。しかも、あんな卑怯な手を使ってくるなんて、がっかりだったな。
Even so.
風太郎が逃げるからだよ。素直に捕まってくれたらすぐに楽になれたのに。
It's like a mafia anime, like a scene the MC kisses another guy to secretly get him a note to save him, so that people won't see some info was passed to the MC's friend. Okay. That's pretty tame. No, of course I ran away. That's how the game is played.
最後には逃げるお兄ちゃんも撃つゲームになってたね。
うん。誰が最初に風太郎を倒すか競争してたから。
What kind of rules are those? They changed, didn't they?
だって逃げてくフー君を見るとつい追いかけたくなっちゃうんだもの。
Yes, yes, of course. Thanks to that, I'm completely exhausted. Could you let me rest for a bit?
ええ、フー君はそこで休んでていいわよ。もうお昼だし、何か食べるものを用意してくるわ。そうですね。では何人か別荘に戻って。
お待たせ。
四つ葉？どこに行っていたのですか？それにそのバスケットは
そろそろお昼だからね。はい、おにぎり作ってきたよ。
え？途中から姿が見えないと思っていましたが、もしかして一人で別荘に戻って？
言ってくれれば手伝ったのに。
でもみんな楽しそうだったし、邪魔しちゃ悪いかなって。
That's Yotsuba. Sorry, that's Yotsuba, acting alone again.
ほらほら、早くテーブルの上を片付けちゃおう。お昼の時間だよ。おにぎり作りすぎちゃったかな。食べきれなかったら残していいからね。
これくらいなら大丈夫だと思うよ。四つ葉、ありがとね。
I mean, even if you made too many, you could just bring them back to the villa and eat them later.
お腹空いてたんだ。いただきます。はい、たくさん食べちゃってください。
Have you, since you've played some anime games, have you played any of the classic Pokemon like Red or Emerald? Dude, I was there when the book was written. Like, I played the original Blue. My favorite is like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Like the remakes of the second generation, I think is my favorite Pokemon game. Because I really liked Gold. I really like Pokemon Silver was when I had when I was growing up. I really liked Pokemon Silver. That was probably like my favorite Pokemon game. Which I know is like a super long time ago, but then like the remake of it is also pretty good. I liked Soul Silver a lot.
外で食べるおにぎりもいいね。なんかいつもより美味しい気がする。
Dude, like for real though, there is something magical about like it's a hot day in Japan, you're just going about your business and you're like feeling a little bit peckish because you can walk from place to place, and then you just pick up something from like the convenience store. You just grab, you know, a rice ball, and you just step out of the store for a sec before you continue on your way. You just eat a rice ball on a hot Japanese day, like late spring was when I was there, and you just like have a rice ball just out in the sun. It's great. It's a great feeling.
あ、このおにぎり塩が効いてますね。
運動して汗かいたから少し塩分取った方がいいかなって思ってちょっと多めにしてみたんだ。
ほら、よく考えてるじゃない。
Ooh, can I have one too?
もちろんです。どうぞ。
Hey, thanks.
まだまだありますからたくさん食べてくださいね。
ごちそうさまでした。四つ葉さん、美味しかったよ。
いえいえ、ただのおにぎりですから。そんな褒められるとなんだか照れちゃいます。
お腹いっぱい。もう動けない。
なんだかんだで全部食べちゃったもんね。ちょっと食休みしようか。
やっぱり作りすぎだった？
まあ、ちょっと多かったかもだけど、足りないよりはいいでしょ。
Yeah, you could just like save some of them for later. It's not like they go bad. Unless there's like raw fish inside of it or something. Is the exception. But like standard rice balls, you have like, you know, like some chopped onion or something in it. Then like usually it's like mushroom and like a little bit of cooked chicken. Is usually what people put in those things. At least the convenience stores one, that's usually what it is. Like, those don't go bad. So it's fine. The most hours I've given a game is Pokemon Emerald. I once caught a shiny Pochina. Didn't know it was a shiny. I thought it was the female version. Ha.
実は別荘にまだいくつか残ってるんだよね。
そういうこと。夕食はおかずだけ準備すれば大丈夫そうね。
なんかおにぎりばっかりになっちゃってごめんね。
大丈夫だよ。お兄ちゃんもいっぱい食べてたもんね。
Hmm? Oh yeah, they were delicious. Must have been tough making them all by yourself.
いえ、美味しかったならよかったです。頑張って作った甲斐がありました。
Hmm.
じゃあ後片付けしてくるからみんなは休んでてね。
Wait, Yotsuba, I'll take care of the cleaning, so you can rest too.
ゲストの上杉さんにそんなことさせられませんよ。
We're all here to make memories together, right? Let's split up the work and do it together. We left setting up the resting spot to you too.
でも上杉さん一人だと大変じゃないですか？ここはやっぱり私が。
それなら私が手伝いますよ。
いつき？
No, Itsuki knows your game, Yotsuba. Don't try it.
私も準備の時に何もできませんでしたから、ここは任せてくれませんか？
わかった。じゃあお願いします、上杉さん。
You had to... I played Pokemon Coliseum. The first one. There's technically two of them. Yeah, Pokemon Coliseum was a very strange game if memory serves. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that was the thing. Yep. Leave it to me. I never thought you would offer to help me. It's surprising.
上杉君と二人になれるのなら理由など何でもよかったのです。
What do you mean? This is the Yotsuba route. Get out of here, Itsuki. Huh? What the heck? That was out of nowhere.
変な勘違いをしないでください。少し相
No,
談したいことがあるだけです。
I'm just messing with you. I know why you want to talk. It's rare for you to come to me for advice. So?
四つ葉のことなのですが、今日のあの子、少し変だと思いませんか？
Hmm.
今朝何をするのか決めている時や、さっきの水鉄砲でもそうですが、妙に周りのことばかり気にしていました。
Yeah, I had the same feeling. I've known her for a long time, but she went too far yesterday and today.
昨日も何かあったのですか？
There was a PokeTuber back in the day, Purple Roadie? Purple Rodri. His Let's Plays were so fun. Never heard of him, but I believe it. We were looking for things to do today until late into the evening. Those water guns were one of the things she found.
あの水鉄砲はそうだったのですね。
Even if you offer help, she insists that she's okay. Doesn't it feel like she's doing more work than having fun today?
ええ。思い出作りなのですから、四つ葉にも一緒に楽しんでもらいたいのに。
You're right. If Yotsuba isn't enjoying herself, then we won't be able to have fun either.
上杉君、少しだけでいいので、四つ葉を気にかけていてくれませんか？ ゲストのあなたにこんなお願いをするのは心苦しいのですが。
Yeah, but he's always got to look out for her. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal.
ありがとうございます、上杉君。ただいま戻りました。
二人ともおかえり。片付けありがとね。
何もお手伝いしなくてすみません。
You don't have to apologize. Don't worry about it.
お兄ちゃん、いつきさん、おかえりなさい。次に何して遊ぶか決めたよ。
You know about him. He recently came back. Also Smolin. I finished Pokemon Platinum without conceding any damage. I don't know who that is either. I guess I'm like, I don't know. As I got older, I wasn't as much into Pokemon, so I wouldn't have like watched PokeTubers. I mean, I knew they were around. I mean, there's a tuber for everything, but I'm just, oh, is that so? I'm glad you look like you're enjoying yourself. So what did you decide on?
浜辺の宝探し大会をします。宝探しですか？
今からそれぞれが宝物を探してこの砂浜や岩場のどこかに隠す。
それで隠し終わったら一回全員集まって他の人が隠した宝物を探すってわけ。
I see. So everyone will hide a treasure and then the others will search for it later. That sounds interesting.
何か珍しいものが流れ着いてるかもしれませんし、みんなでいろいろと探しちゃいましょう。
じゃあ早速宝物集めスタート。
Yeah, because that's something that I would expected to find in a Yotsuba route. Because even like during the survival sections of the game, Yotsuba is always going on about like finding treasure. So I guess she'd make her own treasure game. Ooh, I found some sea glass. If I shine a light in it, it would look like a little jewel. If I put some of these in a glass bottle I found earlier, it would look nice.
それシーグラスって言うんですよね。綺麗。 です。
Huh? Yeah. When the pieces of a broken bottle get tossed around in the waves, they get worn down and become round like this.
さすがは上杉さん、何でも知ってますね。
If you look around you, you'll find more, so why don't you try collecting some?
そうですね。じゃあ、お、早速発見しましたよ。はい、上杉さん、どうぞ。
Huh? Hey, thanks.
ほら、あそこにもありますよ。
Hmm.
はい、上杉さん、これで3個目ですね。
No, Yotsuba. You don't have to give me the ones you find. Keep them as your own treasure.
大丈夫ですよ。自分のは後で。
風太郎の言う通りだよ。
あれ、ミク？
You remember there was a Dragon Ball game called Boo's Fury? I remember because we were talking about Pokemon. Yeah, that was like... well, yeah, you already said like Game Boy Advance. I think I remember hearing about it, but I don't ever played it. Because I never really played those kind of Dragon Ball games, especially not the GBA ones.
四つ葉、さっきからみんなの手伝いばかりで自分の分は探してなかったでしょ。
Got caught. You got caught.
時間なくなっちゃうよ。そろそろ自分のを集めたら。
あ、それもそうだよね。私はあっちで探してくるから。じゃあミクも頑張ってね。
Now Miku and I are gonna have a little talk about Yotsuba's behavior. Well, are you done collecting your treasure already, Miku?
うん。四つ葉が手伝ってくれたから、まだどれにするかは決めてないけど。四つ葉、どこ行ったのかな。
Are you worried about her?
うん。多分だけど、私に気を使ったんだと思う。
That's just like her.
今日、四つ葉もちゃんと楽しめてるのかな。
Miku also feels the same way as Itsuki. They really are sisters after all. I'll subtly mention it to Yotsuba later, so don't worry too much, Miku.
ありがとう、風太郎。
Then let's head back. Let's get back on track and look for treasure. Just do a quick camera check. Okay, it looks okay.
そうね。私の宝物はやっぱりフー君かしら。
I love it, just like, she just pops on the screen. It's just like, you're my treasure. Well, Nino, what are you saying?
捕まえた。
あ、ニノずるい。
Ah, again, don't jump me like that. It's dangerous, you know. Miku, you too? The thing is, most of my childhood was spent playing the Game Boy Advance. Didn't have a PC. You also didn't like RPGs. Probably why I never played Final Fantasy. Fair enough. Not everybody's cup of tea. Like, I'm a huge Final Fantasy person. At least the older ones. But, I mean, I'm a kind of person who likes RPGs and strategy games and games like that. Thinking games, if you will. With complex stories. I played like several Final Fantasies on this channel.
手に入れた宝物は隠さないとね。さーて、どこに隠しちゃおうかしら。
こういう時は砂に埋めるのが定番。
Are you planning to bury me? Wait, don't be hasty. Let's talk this out.
何やら危険な気配が。上杉さん殺人事件はダメ。
そんなことするわけないでしょ。ちょっと驚かせてあげただけ。
ニノならやりかねないかも。
Damn.
やんないわよ。
ふう、事件は未然に防がれました。無事でよかったですね、上杉さん。
Yeah, the crime remains uncommitted. Your favorite game might be Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That game is such a classic. It is. That's a really good game. One of the greatest games of all time. Of course, like I am also like I have a like bias for like Link to the Past. I think I like Link to the Past more. I might say Link to the Past is better. But if a person wanted to argue that Ocarina of Time was better, I'd be willing to be like, yeah, you know, you like I won't argue too much if you're gonna go with that side. But I personally like Link to the Past more. Because Link to the Past is like such a sweet game. I'm also one of those people, being the old man I am. I would say like Super Nintendo's the GOAT. Anyway, don't just play around. You guys should also look for your own treasures.
じゃあ、私と一緒に探しましょう。
では、私は向こうで探してきます。
Oh, hey, Yotsuba.
ほら、ふうくん、早く早く。
風太郎、さっきのことお願いね。
Yeah, I got it.
ライハちゃん、こんなの見つけてきましたよ。ほら、剣みたいな流木です。おー、かっこいい。でも大きすぎて隠すのは大変そう。あ、確かに。もうちょっと小さいのを探してみますか。
How could it be that hard to hide? Like, what kind of driftwood looking like sword are we talking about here? Like, when you said a driftwood that looked like a sword, I was thinking like, you know, a standard like pirate cutlass looking sword, you know, like pretty regular sized weapon. We're not talking about like any kind of buster sword or anything like that.
私には宝物探しの才能がないようです。
いつきさん、綺麗なものじゃなくてもいいんだよ。その人にとって宝物なら何でもいいんだから。
Oh, you sweet innocent child, Raiha.
いつき、こっちに貝殻がいっぱい落ちてるよ。いつきさん、行ってみよう。
はい。
Nino, did something happen?
いつものことだけど、楽しめてるのかしら。見てて心配になるわ。
Well, that's 3 sisters so far that has shown concern for Yotsuba's behavior. You're talking about Yotsuba, huh?
ふうくんはどう思う？さっきからいつきやライハちゃんの手伝いばかりしてるのよ。
Well, that's kind of typical for Yotsuba.
でもやっぱりちょっと心配だよね。
That's 4 out of 4 sisters all worried about Yotsuba. A lot of 4s. The Super Nintendo was way before your time. The only reason I played the N64 was because your dad got it for you. Like, for my gen, that was what retro is. God, that makes me feel like a fossil. I was born not long after the original NES was a thing. Well, I mean, it's not like I haven't like stated my age in other videos, but like I'm basically in my late 30s. Ichika, you too?
風太郎くんだって気がついてたんでしょ？
Oh, oh. Even I can tell after seeing her since this morning.
というか、あれだけ態度に出てたら気がつかない方がおかしいわ。
I guess she's been trying so hard to get us to have fun.
ねえ、風太郎くんからも言ってあげてくれない？周りのことばかり気にしないでもいいって。
多分私たちから言っても届かないから。
These guys are really something else. Seriously, you guys are hopeless.
ところ？
ふうくんだって四つ葉のことを心配してたんじゃないの？
My bad. I was a little worried. All 5 of them are just a bunch of silly sisters who love each other too much. Yeah. That was the whole point of, like, making the premise of the harem be a bunch of sisters, because it adds a layer of intrigue to how they would act in relation to the main character and to each other. That's the whole point of the Quintessential Quintuplets. Come on, man.
準備できたよ。みんなもちゃんと宝物隠した？
うん、隠してきたよ。
You guys didn't forget to leave a marker, right?
はい、見つけやすいように隠した場所の近くに目印を置いておきました。
目印はいいアイディアだったよね。あんまりしっかり隠しちゃうと見つけられないかもしれないし。
She doesn't have a treasure. That Yotsuba, could she be... What's up? What's with that sigh?
上杉さん？
Did you also hide your treasure properly? She doesn't have one.
それが、
No way, you didn't get your own or something like that, right?
いえ、ちゃんと見つけておきましたよ。ただ、いつきが何も見つけられなかったので、あげちゃいました。
I figured as much. Here, take this and hide it quickly.
これ、上杉さんが集めたシーグラス。ダメですよ。受け取れません。
I collected some extra and shared it with everyone else. Don't worry, I hid mine properly.
でも。
I don't know. This seems too obvious. I feel like that's the wrong answer because it's too obvious. I feel like this is the safe answer. To say that, well, Raiha would be sad if you didn't play. Raiha will be sad, right? If you don't participate. Please accept it. Considering it as for Raiha's sake. Oh! No good?
もう、ずるい言い方ですね。お兄ちゃんどうかしたの？そろそろ宝探し始めるよ。
See, even if I didn't mention Raiha would have shown up anyway and then, like, would change Yotsuba's mood. Okay, hold on a second. Come on, just take it.
あれ？もしかして四つ葉さんまだ隠し終わってなかった？いえ、これは。ごめんなさい。もうみんな隠したと勘違いしちゃった。
Quickly, go hide it before Raiha notices.
ですが。ちょっと待ってるから、四つ葉さんもちゃんと隠してきてね。わかりました。急いで行ってきますね。
I don't agree with the method, but for now it's the best she can do. Yotsuba sure is a handful, too. Raiha, you're still full of energy, aren't you?
はあ、私はさすがに遊び疲れちゃった。ちょっと一休みしてくるよ。
Anime is also younger than the GameCube. So basically, your combined ages barely reaches mine. Gotcha. You played the GameCube most of your life. One day you found the Wii in your dad's You found the Wii in your dad's attic. Like, you treat the Wii like it's a fossil. You play your GameCube games on it. My friends had like PS4 Xbox and they call my GameCube a damn toaster. Damn, bro. Oh man, yeah. Oh, that's just me being old, I guess. I felt like I aged another like 10 years just now.
いいちか、せっかく部屋を片付けたんだからまた散らかさないでよ。
は。
はいはい、気をつけます。じゃあ後でね。
Yeah, right.
ライハちゃんが見つけた宝物、色とりどりで素敵ですね。
シーグラスって言うんだって。私が見つけたのは四つ葉さんの宝物なんだよね。
あれ、四つ葉もシーグラスを持っていますが。
あ、これは
四つ葉のは風太郎が隠した宝物なんだよね。
そうみたい。
はあ、同じものを隠していたんですね。確かにこれは宝石のようですし、宝物にふさわしいですから。
はあ、私もふうくんのが良かったな。
うん。
ごめんね。
ニノ、私の宝物じゃ不満？
I've already answered that question. My favorite Pokemon gen? It would probably be second gen. Which is the big reason why I like Pokemon Silver and its remake Soul Silver is like my favorite Pokemon game.
別に不満だなんて言ってないわよ。でもこれは何なの？
王冠、昔の瓶の蓋。
蓋なのに王冠
Look, if you flip it over like this, it looks like a king's crown, right? That's why they call it a crown cork.
あ、ほんとだ。王冠か。なんかかっこいいね。ねえねえ、ニノ。よかったら私のと交換しない？
は？何言ってるのよ。
え？
それはあんたが手に入れたんだから大事にしなさい。
Oh, the anime. Oh, that's a totally different question. You liked up to Sinnoh because after that they kicked out your boy Brock. Oh, that's a tough one. I only watched, well, I watched like bits of it here and there. Okay, so like after the, like, probably up to, Johto. After Johto, I only watched like bits of it here and there. But I would say I still really like the XY series. XY is really good. And I haven't watched anything since XY.
チャンスは公平だから、それは四つ葉のもの。
This will be hilarious later.
そっか、そうだよね。なんか変なこと言っちゃってごめんね。
風太郎が見つけた宝物は？
Oh, this? It's a plastic toy ring.
あ、それは。それ、いつきの隠した宝物だね。よかったじゃん。
Oh, see, there. So, basically, Yotsuba and Futaro found each other's treasures. In a way, because when Yotsuba points out that, oh, it's a treasure Itsuki hid, it was actually like Itsuki never found a treasure because Itsuki, I guess, was just Itsuki's just really bad at like evaluating trash as treasure, right? So Yotsuba, we learned earlier that Yotsuba gave Itsuki what she found earlier, which was this plastic ring. And Yotsuba kind of wanted to treat it like, based on what we know on Yotsuba, she wanted to treat it like it's a little love token. But just as Miku just said, luck does not play fair. You know, it's the luck of the draw. But of course, like, you know, as much as we poke fun at the idea of like plot convenience in a story, plot convenience is really just like how the writer dictates fate, if you will. And so in this scenario, Futaro and Yotsuba finding each other's treasures is like fate, if you will, because that's what the writer wrote. And it also, like, in a more meta narrative perspective, since spoilers for QQ, like I haven't spoiled the story to the ground, Futaro and Yotsuba were meant to be. And even with like the conflicts with like the other sisters and all that, and the other sisters falling in love with him, it was always meant to be that Futaro and Yotsuba would be together. And their little treasures in this story kind of play off that too, even though, like, once again, this game is a non-canon alternate summer, because it doesn't happen in the manga. Code says, I never watched Digimon, neither have my friends. Don't know why. I only watched Digimon up to the second series, more or less. The one that had like TK and Kairi like as teenagers. And they had like the fusion Digimons. I watched that one, which is like, once again, that was a long time ago. That's too small for my finger, but it's a good keepsake. I'll gratefully accept it.
私の宝物もふうくんに見つけてもらいたかったわ。
We get it. See, Itsuki's like feeling so bad about it. She's like, but it's Yotsuba's treasure. It's supposed to be you and Yotsuba. You and Yotsuba thing. You might understand it because you are from that generation. So your dad had an Atari 2600 in his attic. I thought it was a VCR. Yeah, because the outlet cords, like, okay, the Atari is before my time as well. So your dad is, I assume your dad's like in his mid 40s then. Your dad must be in like his mid 40s at youngest. He might be a little bit older, but I'm gonna say he's mid 40s at youngest. Yeah, TVs were very different back then, because the way that TVs, they're not, they're not. Well, now, like, nowadays we run with like digital sensory TVs. That's how you have, like, you know, your 1080s plus Ks, you know, for resolution. But back then, like, TVs was literally just light bulbs on the screen. and then TVs was like a reel feed. And then it would feed information to like the light bulb, and then the light bulb would then feed information to the screen, and then that's how TVs work. And so TVs were very different back then. And also, because of that, the way that plugging worked was very different. Like how stuff gets attached to the TV was very different. Modern TVs don't have that anymore, because you don't need multiple inputs into your TV. Your HDMI cable can do all of that, if not more than what the old import cables could do. The input cable, sorry, not import, input cables. Yeah, input cables became obsolete by the time it was like the mid 2000s ish. So which would have been before you were born, I assume. If you were born after the mid-2000s, input cables were basically obsolete. We were moving to full USB and then almost HDMI by then. Then you have to give it another decade before like HDMI became common. What's up, Itsuki?
あなたの見つけた指輪ですが、本当は私ではなくて。
Well, I know, but Futaro doesn't know this yet. Oh yeah, you know, he does know. He does know. Right. We were just talking about it. Yotsuba found it, right?
知っていたのですか?
Because Yotsuba told him that she gave her treasure. Yotsuba said it herself. She gave her portion to you.
そうでしたか。私が自分の分を探せなかったばかりに。あなたに四つ葉のことをお願いしておいて、私自身があの子に気を使わせてしまいました。
There's no use in saying it now. Besides, it was Yotsuba's intention to give the ring to you.
ですが、
いつきちゃん、ちょっと手伝ってくれるかな。部屋が。
はい、今行きます。
She already dirtied it up.
上杉君、それは私のものではなく、四つ葉が見つけた宝物です。それだけは覚えておいてください。
Okay, I understand. Yeah, in the West that might have been the case, but in South Asia, like 40% of TV still had AV cables until after 2010. Okay, see, I didn't know where you were from, so I forget that that's a thing. That's my Western privilege showing itself. But like, yeah, you're right about that.
Nino, そろそろ夕食の準備をしよう。
Yeah, AV cable. Well, AV cables. I think like stuff like Nintendo 64 and them use AV cables. And then like I think they introduced like Super Nintendo probably had AV cables, but the original Nintendo did not have AV cables because with Nintendo they were still using the old ass input cable. Oh my god, the old ass input cable was like, that thing was ass, bro. The 90s didn't come to South Asia until the 2000s. Fair enough.
私もお手伝いするね。ありがとね。助かるわ。
Alright, Yotsuba, what's going on with you? There's something you want to say, right? No one else is here. Don't hold back.
ごめんなさい、上杉さん。このシーグラスお返しします。
Why? You're the one who found it.
でも私が持ってちゃダメだと思うので、できればこれは他の誰かに。
Hey, you were going to give it to Nino earlier, weren't you? I said it before, it's good to be considerate of others, but you're going too far. Weren't we supposed to create memories together? If that's the case...
私も前に言いましたよ。上杉さん、私はみんなを不幸に巻き込んでしまったんです。
Hmm? I remember that they talked about following Yotsuba when she failed her previous school and had to transfer. The oldest cable technology of cables you've seen is the AV red yellow. Nothing before that. So before that, they didn't have that. What they had was like the little screw thingy that goes in your cable box. So the problem was, see, the cable box was able to attach to the TV, the cable cord. And it was like the little thing with like a screw. Your routers actually still use it. Modern internet routers, they still use it. But it's something like that input cable would be attached to the cable box, and then the cable thing would then be routed into the back of the TV, and that's how you got cable. Well, apparently, old TVs, they didn't think about like having multiple things plugged into the TV. So what people had to buy was an adapter thing that was attached to the cable box thing that was inside your house. So that thing had another thing to be sticking out, and then your game system also had a thing, just like the cable, the input cable, just like your TV cable, and you had to attach that to the cable box thing. So it's kind of like, it's hard to show this. Okay, so you know what? I'll do this for you guys. So give me a minute here. I know we're going off the game stream a little bit, but I feel like we're in a very important story point. So once I get into the story point, we're gonna focus on that. But hang on. Let me just hide this. No. Where is Quintsim? Go away for a bit. Give me a sec here. Why am I doing this so stupid? Let's go. Huh? Okay. No. No. Do not go back to this. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. That was mad doofy. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, I don't have it. I can't do it now. Wait, is this it? No. Oh, I don't have it here. I was like trying to find my old Okay, here you go. Now this is what I was going for. There you go. Okay, so back in the day, so they used to have like, where's my 2D shapes? Let's make a square. Imagine this square is your TV. And then from your TV, there used to only be like, okay, let me rephrase that. Imagine this square is the back of your TV. And then there was this thing in the back. Now, modern TVs, they have like, you have like your HDMI thing here. You have like a couple USBs like this. You have like 3 other things here for like special, like your Blu-rays and stuff like that, right? So yeah, you have like 2 HDMIs, right? 2 HDMIs, a USB, 2 USB ports, and you have like a special thing for like old cable. But a lot of modern TVs don't even have that anymore, because now you can just do it remotely. So modern TVs have like multiple ports. Well, anyway, it wasn't like that in the old. So then, like, realistically, what would end up happening is you have like, you know, different things plugged into each one, and then like you would have like your cable attached to your HDMI, and then you have like another one for your game system, right? And that's how modern TVs are now. But TVs weren't like that in the old days. Where's my eraser? Huh? I want to erase the whole thing. Come on. Okay, so old TVs. So imagine this is the back of your TV, and then give it another square. It used really old TVs used to only have like this weird circle thing. Really, this weird circle thing, and the circle thing had like, you know, the little screw thingy. So like it had the screw with the little pokey thing. It basically had I swear I have one here I can show you as an example. Cause I have a bunch of old wire. Yeah, so nope. It had one of these. Old TVs had things that had one of these. I don't know how well you can see that, but it has like the little pointy thing here. Right here, a little pointy thing. So, that's what old TVs used to have. And they only had those. Those are the only things that were around back then. And so, you had to like put the little screw thing in here. And then what they used to do was there would be like you attach the thing here. And then there'd be like a little box. And then this would be plugged into the wall. Your cable wall. And then, because your cable router is different, you got like your phone and stuff like that, right? Yeah, exactly, yeah, that. It had that. And so, back in the day, you had, the cable box only had one. And then someone realized this was actually a bad design, because eventually people figured out that you were going to be plugging multiple things into the TV. Because stuff like, well, home gaming wasn't a common thing yet. Remember, back in the day, like home consoles was not a thing until like the 90s. Like, yeah, the original Nintendo and the Atari and stuff was out in the 80s, but like it didn't really become part of like the cultural zeitgeist until like way later. So anyway, what people ended up doing was this box here. They got an add-on to this box, and that add-on had like a little thing here like this, and it had like three holes in it, and then you would attach those things to this, and this thing had the whole like, the early models were just more of these, right? The little the cable ports. Yeah, the old ones only had the cable ports, and then a new version came out of the extension, as I like to call it. A new version of it came out that had the red, yellow, and I guess I'll use gray, but you know what I mean, right? It's like a white one. And they added that. And then TV producers were like, well, we got to do a better job because this is friggin' stupid, right? So then they added those three things to this at a later time. But then the problem was, you know how the Super Nintendo and stuff had like two sections? They had like two things you had to plug into. So one of them still needed this, the version of this thing that had the 3 cable ports, and it's still like part of the Super Nintendo. So if let's imagine this gray box is the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo had a cord for this, and it was like a 3-pronged thing, right? And then the Super Nintendo also had a cord for this. And it was very, very annoying. But see, they fixed a lot of that was circumvented by the time we got to like, I want to say, a lot of that got circumvented by the late 90s. Because once again, home consoles became like a lot more prevalent, especially with like the mid 90s and the major, well, even the early 90s had like Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo. Well, Nintendo. And then the Super Nintendo came along and said, Sega, sit your weak ass down. And then the bigger console war happened in the mid 90s with like the N64 versus the PlayStation, and that's its own discourse. But maybe I might do a talk on that later, but that's enough of that history lesson for today. Let me get my game scene back on so we can finish the Yotsuba route, because I realize I have like an hour and 20 minutes and I probably want to finish this. But that's your little tech lesson for today. Okay. I remember that they talked about following Yotsuba when she failed her previous school and had to transfer. Whoops. Just gotta check, make sure that's correct. Okay, whoops. So you're not included in the create memories together part.
はい。ですから、これは私が をもらってはダメなんです。
Alright, if you say so, I'll accept it. I won't return it anymore.
ありがとうございます。わがまま言ってすみません。
However, there is one condition.
何ですか？私にできることなら何でもしますよ。
He's gonna give her the ring. Are you really enjoying creating memories? If there's something you want to do, tell me.
ですから私はみんなが楽しめていればそれが一番で。
That's not good enough. If the sea glass isn't enough, then I'll make sure to create a memory that can replace it for you. No matter what, Yotsuba, you're firmly in my create memories together plan. It's your business if you care about what others think, but then I'll have you go along with my wishes, okay? Now tell me what you want to do.
強引ですね、上杉さんは。
What? You didn't know that?
知ってました。
It seems you've acknowledged it then.
私のしてみたいこと。
Did you used to go to your roof to adjust the dish to get better reception or quality? Well, did I see that era? I definitely saw that era, but I was not wealthy enough to own a satellite dish. I just had crappy cable TV that had like 25 channels, which I know probably sounds crazy to you. 25 channels, that's it? You mean I can't just watch thousands of things at my fingertips? Yeah, tell me anything.
じゃあ一緒に夕日を見るのはどうですか？
The sunset. You mean from right now?
あ、すみません。今すぐって意味じゃなかったんですね。
No, it's fine. If we go now, we can see the sunset sink into the sea without missing a moment.
いいんですか？
Do it! Of course it's okay. Come on. Let's go quickly.
あ、はい。
Yo, we gonna get a nice moment? We still have time until sunset. Should we look out for a perfect spot overlooking the sea?
それなら船から見ませんか？
A boat? Well, yeah, it'd be best to see the sunset from the sea, but there's no boat around, right?
ふ実はですね、つい先日船着き場の隅に古い手漕ぎボートがあるのを見つけたんです。それを使いましょう。
Oh, that's neat. I'll talk more about that later. What the? She's actually laughing a lot and enjoying herself, right? Alright, leave the rowing to me. I'll take you to the perfect spot for the view. Sorry for having you switch. he couldn't even roll them out very far.
手漕ぎは結構力を使いますからね。最初から私に任せてくれてもよかったんですよ。
Well, that's what I was thinking too, but this is the result.
上杉さん、そろそろ港の入り口近くですけど、どうしましょう？もうちょっと沖に行ってみますか？
The waves get high outside the harbor, and the rowing will become more difficult. This area should be good enough.
夕暮れまでもう少しですね。
Yeah, just a little longer. Why does she not look happy? Uh-oh. The conversation has already dried up, and Yotsuba's gone quiet too. What should I do? Yeah? What's up?
今日は晴れててよかったですね。きっと夕日が綺麗に見えますよ。
Yeah, you're right. It's been sunny since morning.
この前、いつきと水汲みに行った時は急に曇っちゃって慌てて帰ってきたんですよ。
Looks like there are no clouds in sight, so there's no need to worry about today.
そうですよね。安心しました。
You feel like those were simple times, not too much chaos. You know, that's why like you hear people have sentiments of like, oh, it was it was better back then because things were simpler. But like you have to always weigh like every generation in any time period will always have its good and its bads. Like there's a lot of things in modern day that's great, that is so much better. But at the same time, it's like I understand that like when I was younger, there were certain pressures that didn't really exist back when I was younger. Also, I feel like the era of TV might have be coming to an end. Oh, it's already more or less over. Because I have noticed even older people who now have an idea to use a phone can just watch YouTube on their phone. Because there's no advertisement. Well, I mean, that's the whole, like, problem of, like, the instant gratification that we're just overly used to. Like, you know, my parents are like, yeah, they just use their phones all the time. Yeah, my parents are like that. My parents are like 70. almost, not quite, but like, yeah, they just use their phones all the time because it's like so convenient, so much easier. I mean, yeah, sometimes you can use the TV because like we still have cable just to like have us like sports channels and stuff like that. Because my parents like watch a fair amount of, like sports, so they have it for that reason. But like for a lot of their other like watching, they watch a lot of YouTube, so that's not uncommon. Yeah, and no advertisement plays a big part of that. It was like, well, lower amount of advertisements, whereas like on TV it was completely random. You can't do anything about it. The only reason I last opened the TV was in 2022 to watch the FIFA World Cup. Well, now you have another reason because there's the 2026 World Cup. That's right. I am sure relieved.
そうだ。あの水鉄砲、記念に持って帰っちゃダメですかね。
The one you played with this afternoon? I don't think there'd be a problem if you took it with you. I mean, if it's your dad's villa, because remember the quintuplets mentioned that this is a villa their dad owns. Technically, everything in the house belongs to him, and by extension, his daughters, unless he gave them a rule not to take stuff from it, which no such rule was established. Therefore, she can technically take it because it is part of her property. It is by extension part of her property due to her, you know, relationship with her father.
いいんですか？勝手に持って帰って怒られたりしませんかね？
That villa belongs to your dad, right? Then it should be fine, I think. You know what? I should stop talking so much because I feel like the story, I'm just like jumping ahead and then the story will just say what I just said.
それもそうですよね。
Is Yotsuba trying to find a topic to break the silence?
すみません。なんか私変ですよね。
Well, I can see why you picked this boat because this is a nice callback to chapter, I want to say 35 and 93. Speaking of football, have you watched Inazuma 2? That should be a 2, not an 11. I see people talk mostly about Blue Lock. I watched Blue Lock. Inazuma might... No, I don't think I've seen that one. Blue Lock I've seen though. The water guns, huh? It was fun having a duel with you, Yotsuba. Let's do it again sometime.
はい。またやりましょう。
Now that's a great pick right there. Yotsuba smiling, rowing the boat. Because Yotsuba felt bad that she entrusted Itsuki to pretend to be her from the past. And then she had to watch as like her she had to watch Itsuki experience what she wanted. Because Yotsuba has to constantly hide her feelings from Futaro because she the story beat, spoiling more of QQ, she felt guilty that she couldn't live up to their promise. That's why she constantly kept her feelings for him hidden. Next time, I'll plan a strategy and definitely bring you down.
私だって負けません。なんでしたら上杉さんは二丁拳銃でもいいですよ。それくらいのハンデがあった方が楽しそうじゃないですか。
What did you say? You're underestimating me. I'll make you regret it. Huh? What's that sound?
魚が跳ねたんでしょうか。
That was pretty loud noise for that.
これはもしかしてサメですかね。
Nice callback to earlier in the story where she wanted to see a shark. Yotsuba, making jokes like that in this situation is not a good idea. Again, what exactly is it?
これやっぱりサメですよ。漂流したことは孤立し小舟に乗る登場人物。条件は揃ってます。映画だったら間違いなくサメの出番です。
I feel that Yotsuba's just screwing around with one of the paddles to scare him. You watch too many strange movies, and if we really came across a shark or something in a place like this...
あれ？上杉さん、見てください。あそこ。
Oh, dolphins. Okay, I was wrong about that. Because in the other game, Yotsuba totally pulled a prank on him with this setup. But because I guess this game came out first, and they didn't do that, they had to do it for the next game, because they want to try and change the trick. Oh, it's 11, because there's 11 players on the pitch. It used to come on Toonami. Okay, I haven't seen that one then.
イルカさんですよ。しかもあんなにたくさん。
I'm surprised. I never thought we'd see a pod of dolphins on this island.
上杉さん見ましたか？イルカさんがジャンプしましたよ。
Unbelievable. This is quite rare, isn't it?
そうですよ。こんな機会なかなかないです。もうちょっと近づいてみましょう。
Yeah, what an opportunity. That's what Yotsuba wants to hear. Yeah, we normally don't get this kind of opportunity. I also want to see them closer. Boom, baby, let's go.
おお、上杉さんもテンションが上がってますね。なんか安心しました。ここでイルカさんの生態についてとか勉強みたいなことを言われちゃったらどうしようかと。
Also, you don't usually watch sports anime, but recently I watched, or read, or you watch and read, Hajime no Ippo. I recently found out it's even older than One Piece, starting in 1989 with 1,500 chapters still running. That's hardcore. Yeah, I'm not much into sports animes either. There's a few that I watch here and there, but they're alright. I do know of Hajime no Ippo, though. I know of it, but I've never really gone into it. And there's no way I'd get into it now if it's got 1,500 chapters. Anyway, what if you want to know? I can give you a lecture. Actually, the definition of dolphins as a species.
わあ、今はイルカさんが可愛いということが分かれば十分です。
I was joking. Or was he? Right now, watching dolphins is the top priority. Alright, let's move, Yotsuba. But be careful not to startle the dolphins.
任せてください。行きますよ。
Dude, it's hard to startle a dolphin. Because dolphins are like super, like, they're super keen. Like, they're extremely aware of their environments. Like, they would have sensed their boat moving toward them. Yotsuba, stop. Look there.
うわあ、いつの間にこんな近くに。
Two pictures, just like
襲わ
that.
れちゃいそうです。
Oh, you're going? Alright, you have a good night then. Ah, the dolphins are accepting us.
私こんなに近くで見るのは初めてです。
Fair enough. Same here. Well, you have a good night then, Anime Code. Thanks for coming. Oh, they're swimming around the boat, aren't they?
もしかして私たち歓迎されてるんですかね。
That might be it. For them to be swimming so close.
わっ、一斉にジャンプしました。
Amazing. How mesmerizing. I came here to watch the sunset and saw something absolutely incredible.
まるでショーみたいです。いえ、ショーよりももっとすごいですよ。なんだか夢みたいです。二人でこんな風に。
And it's little moments like that that you start to see, you get to see the real Yotsuba. When they're alone together and she can just kind of, she drops her whole like, I have to hide. Because she just gets so caught up in the moment with him. And it's moments like this that are like really special in the manga. Yotsuba's pretty happy. I'm glad I brought her out here.
イルカさん、会えてよかったです。さよなら。
They're gone.
いやー、思わずはしゃいじゃいましたね。
Way too excited. You're acting like a little kid.
上杉さんもですよね。
Huh? I was? Just matching your energy, you know?
へえ、その割にはすっごく喜んでたみたいですけど。
Does this count as a separate picture from the other picture? That's 3 from just this boat scene. Not as much as you, though.
でも、あれを見て喜ばない方が変ですよ。まさかイルカさんがお出迎えしてくれるなんて。だから、上杉さんも変じゃないんです。胸を張りましょう。
Too bad it wasn't a shark.
いえいえ、もし本当にサメだったら今頃私たち丸かじりだったかもしれませんよ。こっそり下から近づいてきて突然ガバーって船ごと一噛みに。
A shark would not do that, though. It would break its teeth. A shark would break its teeth biting a boat. Don't scare me like that. What would we do if that happened for real?
あそこに背びれが。
Do you think I'll fall for such a clumsy trap?
ですよね。やっぱり映画みたいにはなりませんよね。
Actually, the dolphins from earlier had a more cinematic twist, don't you think? I never thought something like that could happen in real life.
はい、夕日を見に来たはずなのに思わぬサプライズでした。
Thanks to you, Yotsuba, we were able to see something wonderful.
お礼なんて、私こそ上杉さんの優しさに甘えてしまって。
Yotsuba. Sorry. Yotsuba. What's up?
上杉さん。
What is it? That's right. I forget. Weren't we here to see the sunset? Let's do it then. Let's take our time. It's so beautiful. There's something different about seeing the sunset in a place like this.
あれ？
Huh? What's up?
気のせいかもしれませんが、私たちの船、島から離れていってませんか？
Eh?
違う。やっぱり気のせいじゃないです。さっきよりも島が小さくなってますよ。
You're right. We haven't been out of the port for that long. Why are we so far out already? They probably got distracted when they were like watching the dolphins, and the boat just kept drifting outward.
とにかく早く戻らないと。
What if it was a rip current that carried us this far? If that's the case, there should be a current that goes in the opposite direction towards the shore. At any rate, it's dangerous to panic here.
上杉さん、どうしましょう。全力で漕いでるのに全然進んでる感じがしません。
Yotsuba, calm down. Even if we row towards the island, we'll just be carried by the current. Can you try facing the boat differently and rowing sideways?
横にですか？
Yeah, that's right. First we need to get out of the current.
よくわかりませんが、わかりました。
It's okay. Don't worry. I'll definitely get you back to the island.
はい。上杉さんがそう言うなら、きっと大丈夫ですね。
Even though I said that, I can't predict the tide's flow, you know. I've got to think of some other way to handle this.
上杉さん、高い波が来てます。捕まっててください。
Huh?
上杉さん、危ない。
You dummy, if you stand up, the boat will... Oh no, now they're in a real pickle. Damn, did we capsize? Where's Yotsuba? It's no good. I can't see anything. I'm out of breath. It's over. I'm sinking. Yotsuba. Do you like seinen? I haven't watched a lot. Wanted to read Vagabond. I mean, not much of it. The stuff I read nowadays is mostly stuff like QQ, right? Like mostly like more slice of life and rom-com-y, shorter stories. I don't have the attention span for like longer stories. That's why when people say like, oh, like, how come you dropped One Piece? I'm like, bro, like One Piece is like 1,000. I can't keep up anymore. Leave me alone. Yotsuba. Yotsuba? Oh, he head-butted her by accident. Oh.
上杉さん、急に起き上がらないでくださいよ。頭ぶつかっちゃいました。
Yeah, sorry. If it hurts, that means it wasn't a dream.
ほっぺたもつねりましょうか？
No, that's quite okay. I'm fully awake now. Anyway, Yotsuba, I'm really glad you're okay.
上杉さんも無事でよかったです。もし目を覚まさなかったらどうしようかと。
Was I unconscious?
はい。と言っても、私もついさっき目が覚めたところなんですが。気がついたらここに倒れていて、すぐ横に上杉さんもいたんです。
Were we lucky and got carried in by the ocean current? In any case, that was a close call.
声をかけても全然起きてくれないのですっごく心配したんですよ。
I don't feel any pain in my body. It feels like I didn't swallow any seawater and my condition seems to be okay.
聞いてますか？上杉さん。
Yotsuba, are you injured? Are you feeling sick or does it hurt anywhere?
はい、大丈夫です。上杉さんに頭突きされたとこが少し痛いくらいですね。
That's so. Anyway, that's a relief.
ところで、ここどこでしょう？
Probably on a different part of the island. It's too dark to see, but it doesn't seem like the beach near the villa that we always go to.
っていうか、
いつの間にか夜になっちゃってますよね。まさかあれから何日も経ってるのでは？
No. Calm down, Yotsuba. There's no way several days have passed.
ですが。
It's fine. Look at the stars.
お星様にお願いだなんて、そんなの上杉さんらしくありませんよ。
I wouldn't rely on such unscientific things. Didn't I teach you about star observation the other day? I taught you properly, didn't I? Look, that one over there is the North Star.
北極星。はい、覚えてます。
The North Star is quite a bit east of where we observed it the other day. In other words, not much time has passed since the sunset.
そうなんですか？
You see, the Earth rotates, yeah? Stars also appear to move like the sun. They rise from the east. So, not much time has passed since. We were thrown off the boat before the sun set to now.
つまり、そんなに長い時間流されてたわけじゃないってことに？
Yes, that's right. You get it. You finished One Piece in the 2024 hiatus. Manga included in 5 months. Because a friend said the day we find out what the One Piece is, it's going to be the biggest spoiler in anime history. I know there weren't many other islands around our island with the villa, so it's reasonable to assume we're on the same island. Judging from the North Star's position and the direction of the coastline, we probably washed up in the back or the north side of the island, I bet.
おお、上杉さん頼もしすぎです。
It's fortunate that we weren't carried too far. Let's explore our surroundings after daybreak. We need to hurry back. Everyone must be worried. You were kind of blackmailed because you didn't want to get spoiled? Fair enough.
そうですよね。すみません。
What? Why are you apologizing? Because Yotsuba now feels bad that they're in this situation because of her.
私が船から夕日を見たいだなんて言い出したせいで、上杉さんを危険な目に遭わせてしまいました。その上、みんなやライハちゃんを心配させることに。
But it was me who asked you to do what you... But it was me who asked you what you wanted to do. Besides, if I had been more careful, this wouldn't have happened. Well, you don't know that.
ですが、あの時私が慌てて立ち上がったりしなければ。
More importantly, I'm hungry. We left the villa before dinner. Hmm.
上杉さんのお腹、タイミング良すぎですよ。
Don't laugh. It's only natural, you know.
すみません。でも、あんまり大きな音だったので。
Yeah, that friend that made me watch the whole Naruto in the first semester of my university. Whole One Piece in my third. Yeah, that's hardcore. See, when you're young, you can do that. I can't do that now. Sorry, but it was such a loud noise. Well, it can't be helped. I haven't eaten anything since lunch.
そうですよね。実は私もお腹が空いてまして。
Anyway, when morning comes, we need to find something to eat. Well, you might need to find something to eat now.
あ、そうだ。忘れてました。
Oh, she has a couple of rice balls on her. Assuming that they're still good because they were in the water.
実はですね。お昼のおにぎりの余りを持ってるんです。
And they somehow survived the waves? Okay.
ほら、見てください。しっかりラップで包んでおいたので、形も崩れてません。
Oh, that's extremely fortunate. Oh, nice job. But why do you have rice balls with you?
夕日を見ながら一緒に食べようかと、こっそりと用意しておいたんです。
No, that part I get.
一つどうぞ。
That part I get. Is the fact that they survived the waves crashing on them is the real miracle. Thanks. Because of you, Yotsuba, my hunger's been temporarily satisfied. Once we eat, we need to find somewhere to sleep. If there was a rock in the perfect shape. We might be able to relax a bit if we stay here. If only we could start a fire without any tools. Sorry. If only we could start a fire. Without tools, it's really tough.
真っ暗だったら不安ですけど、でもお月様のおかげで思ったよりも明るいですね。おかげで上杉さんの姿もちゃんと見えます。これってなんだかお月様が見守ってくれてるみたいですね。
But we shouldn't be talking now. We have a lot to do tomorrow, so get some good rest. Although under these circumstances, it might be difficult to sleep.
じゃあ羊を数えましょう。眠れないときはやっぱりこれです。羊が1か、羊が2の、羊がミク。
What the heck?
5つ子式の羊の数え方ですよ。
That just makes it even more difficult to count, doesn't it?
けど、なんとなくみんなが一緒にいてくれるようでちょっと安心しませんか？
I get it. Well, in that case, the fourth sheep is Yotsuba.
はい。羊がいつき、羊がむつみ、羊が七尾。
This is getting more and more iffy. There aren't that many Japanese names with numbers in them, are there?
まだいけます。羊がいやえ、羊がくみ、羊が。
You about through? There might be names with the number 10, but it's certainly difficult to have 11. Yotsuba?
1かも2のもミクもいつきもきっとみんな心配してますよね。
Yeah, and Raiha's gotta be worried too.
また迷惑かけちゃいました。私ってダメですね。
Even if you regret what happened, the situation won't change. Don't worry about it too much.
でもこのままみんなに二度と会えなかったら私。
I'll definitely make sure we reunite, so don't worry. After that, we'll apologize to everyone together, and apologize for making them worry.
上杉さん。
So don't think about unnecessary things and get some rest tonight.
ありがとうございます。上杉さんと一緒ならなんとかなっちゃう気がしてきました。明日から頑張りますね。
Yeah, both of us. Alright then. Good night, Yotsuba.
おやすみなさい、上杉さん。
Morning, Yotsuba. Did you sleep well?
はい、おはようございます、上杉さん。昨夜は心配かけちゃってすみませんでした。
Nah, don't worry about it.
上杉さんは早起きですね。もしかして眠れなかったんですか？
No, I slept fine. I just wanted to make sure the direction of the sunrise, just in case.
日の出の方向。そっか、東がわかるんですね。
That's correct. Now that it's bright and we can see the scenery, have you noticed anything?
そうですね。あれ？あの山見覚えがあります。ほら、右側にちょこんと高い木が3本生えてますよね。
Yeah, I can. What about them?
島を歩き回ってた時に集落の後からあの木まで行こうと思ったことがあるんです。
Really? If we can get there, then we should be able to find our way to the villa too, right?
それが藪が深くてその時は諦めちゃいまして、期待させちゃってすみません。
Nah, no need to apologize. From here you can see the trees on the right side. When you saw them from the ruins, which side of the mountain did they appear on? Do you like isekai? I recently got into them and desperately waiting for Mashoku Tensei's upcoming season. They're okay. I mean, on the one hand, like isekais are kind of like most of the time they're like just wild power fantasies, which is like, yeah, whatever, right? Like that's not that interesting to me. But at the same time, it's like if you do it well, if you do an isekai well with like the more emotional way of like how, see, one of the problems of isekais, I guess, would be like the idea of like people getting a do-over in life to some extent, right? They get to enter a new world, they get a new life. But if they manage that well, like to not just make it like a get out of hell free card kind of thing, and if you make an interesting story out of it, then that's it. Like, I don't know, that is interesting to me, like that idea. So if you can do that well with an isekai story, then I would like that isekai. Whereas like in general, some parts of isekais, like the concept of an isekai is kind of problematic, because it's not necessarily like good for moral teaching, if that makes sense. Trying to think of like a bad example of an isekai. So, okay, so I'll give you like I'll give you some examples of like good isekais and where isekais work well. But of course, like, see, I don't watch that many, but like, reincarnated as a slime is more like the more problematic one, right? It's like a do-over in life. But at least in that story, why it's not a bad isekai story is that the main character, I can't remember his name, but he has to come to terms that like the isekai life is not a get out of hell free card. Like, oh, my existence, like, because it follows like more traditional Buddhist or Hindu understandings of reincarnation, it's like, oh, I have to be better in this new life because I guess I wasn't very good in my old life. Okay, here's a good example. There was one isekai that's kind of doofy. It's supposed to be more comedic, but like in why I just blank on what it was called. It was I just said the title and I'm like blanking on it, but like there was an isekai where it's like the guy dies in like a really stupid way too, and then he gets to be like, he gets reincarnated as like a younger girl, and he's just like, sweet, I get a do-over in life, and then like he tries to figure out how to like live his life, his new life, but he's like very clumsy at it because he's also like, he was an old pervy guy in his old life, so like now he has to adjust to a new life of being a younger girl and not be, you know, his pathetic old self. Like, stories of that are a little bit doofy, but like, okay, so I can't hate on isekais either. So like the reason why I can't hate on it is like some of my favorite stories as of late are technically isekais. So Onimai is technically an isekai. Onimai is the one with like there's a guy, he's like 20 years old, and due to his sister's weird science fiction experimentation, he gets turned into a middle school girl through like chemicals. And so Onimai, what makes it an interesting type of isekai, because it's technically an isekai, is that Onimai is a critique of the decline of like Japanese masculinity. And Onimai is an interesting critique of it. And that aspect of it is what makes Onimai interesting. Even though, like, once again, the problematic isekai elements of it is that Mahiro kind of gets a do-over. As long as he keeps taking the drug. See, like, okay, see, I first liked ReZero, but I came to, like, first of all, like, it became very, I don't know, it was like torture porn, basically, whereas, like, Subaru just suffers nonstop. And I get the lesson that they're trying to teach, is that the isekai life is not a get-out-of-hell-free do-over, but then ReZero went too far the opposite direction by like, well, all Subaru does is suffer. And that, it's not a fun story to read. But see, the isekai, like, there was one isekai story that I really do like. And of course, I've done like a 3-hour stream on it, and it's D4DJ is actually an isekai. Or I should say D4DJ Groovy Mix is technically an isekai. Because one of the main characters is an isekai character. And I did a whole video on that character's psychological profile. Because in D4DJ, you start from the other end. You start after... You meet the character well after their reincarnation. And even though the story hinted that basically Unicorn's Lumina is actually Neo's father. That's the big plot twist. Is that Lumina is actually Neo's father, reincarnated, or isekai'd if you will, into a super powerful science fiction AI being. But what the story did, what was kind of clever, was that even before they revealed that, the story constantly hinted that Lumina was actually Neo's father, because Lumina's character arc is a person going through the Kubler-Ross model of the stages of grief. And the way that they address grief in that story through the isekai character I found that very fascinating. And so in a way, like, okay, the isekai works in that case. Well, we gotta finish this. From here on, you can see the trees on the right side. When you saw them from the ruins, which side of the mountain did they appear on?
確か左側の山裾だったと思います。
If the way it looked was reversed, then you'd probably be viewing it from the opposite side of the island. Okay, now we have a general idea of our location. As I expected, we're on the north point of the island without a doubt.
おお、なるほど。上杉さん、頭いいですね。
It's thanks to you, Yotsuba, for remembering the island's scenery, so there's no need to apologize.
はい。
Actually, as you said, a map would have been important after all.
そんな。私はただやってみたいから言い出しただけで、深く考えてはいませんでしたし。
Well, I didn't think about it intently either, as I decided there was no need for it, without giving it much thought. They're doing a nice callbacks to earlier stuff in the story. That's kind of nice. I should have used my imagination a little more. Like you.
私みたいに。
Well, I mean ignoring buried treasure and loot and such.
置いといちゃうんですか？
Obviously. How many times do I need to tell you there's no hidden loot or anything like that? And then the story's twist is gonna be that there's gonna be some kind of hidden treasure that they're gonna stumble upon. Because they're on a part in an island that has never been explored yet in the other routes. But it's not like that's time to talk about that. Let's think about getting back.
はい、私もしっかり考えます。
The most reliable way is to go around the coast, but what's beyond that rocky area?
任せてください。ちょっと行ってみてきます。
Alright, I'll check the opposite side. Don't fall into the sea, okay?
上杉さんも気をつけてくださいね。ただいま戻りました。
Nice work. So how was it over there?
ちょっと難しいですね。進むには泳ぐ必要がありそうです。
I see. I don't want to get into the water since I don't know where the current is.
上杉さんの方はどうでしたか？
It's pretty much the same, and if we go in the opposite direction, we'll end up circling this island for more than half a lap.
海岸ルートはダメってことですか？
As expected, we'll have to go around the mountain foothills.
山に突入。いよいよ探検って感じになってきましたね。
Which is, ironically, what Yotsuba always wanted to do. No, it's not that easygoing, you know.
もちろん分かってます。ですが、待ち望んだ探検、行くは未踏の地。これは大冒険と考えれば、前に進んでいく力が湧いてきませんか？
That's right. Maybe it's better to have a positive mindset instead of thinking negatively about going back.
さあ行きましょう、上杉さん。探検隊出発。
Wait, there's no path, so make sure to stick with me and not get lost.
了解です。
I'm not sure if she's being positive or just not thinking that much. Either way, I have to make sure to bring her back safely. Going around the foothills of the mountain. I may have said that, but it's actually really tough when there's no path. Yotsuba, watch your step. It's quite slippery here. Excuse me, It's good that you're energetic with your response, but really, be careful, okay? This forest is different from the usual one. Those people who came to manage the villa may have occasionally made some changes to that side. Here, plants have grown rampant, and there's no sign of human intervention. Did the former islanders never come to this side? If we force our way through and came across snakes or bees, that'll be a problem in and of itself. I can't let Yotsuba walk in such a dangerous place.
上杉さん、こっちです。こっちからなら下草も少ないですし、藪を通らずに進めそうですよ。
Yeah, it does seem easy to go through, but there's a considerable slope. Won't it be difficult to climb?
これくらいなら大丈夫ですよ。さあ。
Got it. I got it. Don't pull me. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
大丈夫ですか、上杉さん。
Do I look okay?
見えません。
I told you not to pull me. So why'd you do that?
斜面を登るのなら、その方が上杉さんも楽かと思いまして、役に立てるかなって。
I appreciate your consideration, but it's impossible for me to keep up with your pace.
すみません。
Don't apologize. I appreciate your concern. By the way you did it was wrong.
方向性で お手数かけてすみませんが、おバカの私にもわかるように言ってもらえると嬉しいです。
In other words, you thought that since there was a slope, pulling me up would be enough, but we didn't need to climb the slope in the first place, right?
あ、そうですね。歩きやすいところを歩けばいいんですよね。あはは、なんだか気がせいてしまって、そんな単純なことも見落としちゃってました。
I do understand the idea that going straight is faster, but there's a saying that goes slow and steady wins the race. It might not come up in a test, but keep it in mind.
はい。でも上杉さんからテストには出ないかもなんて聞くと変な感じです。
It's not like that I think tests are everything, you know.
あ、それはあれですね。知識は生活を豊かにしてくれるってやつですね。
Well, I guess so.
では上杉さんから教えてもらった新たな生き方を早速生かしていきましょう。
What a grandiose life you lead. Whew. As we were looking for a place that's easy to walk through, we ended up climbing quite a bit.
木の間からちょっとだけ海が見えますよ。
Can you see anything that you know, like the villa or something?
ダメですね。見えません。さっきまで私たちのいた浜辺も隠れちゃってます。
I see. It would have been helpful if we knew which direction we were heading. Like this, we might not notice if we took a wrong turn while climbing. We were too hasty in attempting to cross the island without even accurately understanding its size. Is the reason why we can't see the coastline because of the cliff? I can't see any signs of human intervention. There may be a reason why the islanders didn't come to this side. Could it be that the ground is fragile? If we roll off and fall off a cliff, that would be a life-threatening problem. Perhaps I was underestimating this natural island. Are we really okay going forward like this? Hey, Yotsuba, can I talk to you? Huh? Yotsuba? Where did you go?
上杉さん、こっちですよ。早く来てください。
She's gone that far without me noticing?
上杉さん、早く早く。これ見てください。
It's dangerous if you go ahead alone, you know. If we get separated in a place like this?
すみません。さっきも怒られたばかりなのに。
I wasn't angry. I just told you that the way you do things is wrong, that's all. And I'm not angry now either. I just want you to be aware of how dangerous it would be if we got separated. Yeesh, I'm starting to sound rather preachy, aren't I?
いいえ、そんなことありませんよ。それに、上杉さんは私の家庭教師の先生ですから、お説教する権利だってあります。
So? You tell me to come and see this. What did you want to show me?
そうです。じゃあ、これです。
Fruit?
森の中に一本だけ生えてたんですよ。実がなってるみたいだったので、思わず駆けつけちゃいました。どうですか？食べられるやつですかね？
I don't know what kind it is, but it's probably a citrus fruit. Even if we can't eat it, it might be pretty sour.
食べられるならそれで十分じゃないですか？ちょっと待ってくださいね。今皮を剥きますから。
No, the skin looks too thick. It can't be that easy.
任せてください。しょっと。
She actually peeled it.
裂け目さえ入っちゃえばあとは簡単ですよ。はい、これを食べて元気出してください。
Okay.
では私も。 これは酸っぱいですね。
But it's delicious. The acidity seems to soak into my body.
わかります。こうじわーっと巡っていってそれで体が喜んでるって感じがしますよね。じゃあ上杉さん、残りも食べて体を元気にしてあげてください。
What about your share?
ご安心を。実は何個も取っておいたのです。ほら。
Oh, you're quick to act on things like this.
もし足りなければもっと取りますから安心してくださいね。
Okay. Please don't worry, she says. Yotsuba is taking care of me in her own way, isn't she? It is troublesome when she rushes ahead, though.
ここで休憩してちょっと元気が回復したら先に進みましょう。私はおバカですからね。上杉さんだけが頼りなんですからよろしくお願いします。
Huh, leave it to me. We'll move forward cautiously but boldly. Be especially careful where you step.
探検再開です。
Whew, has it already passed noon?
どうでしょう。それくらいの時間は歩いたような気もしますけど。
We've just been in the forest for a while, but being in the same scenery for so long makes it hard to tell how far we've come. I don't like it.
ちょっとだけでも開けた場所に出られればいいんですけどね。
Why don't we take a break here? What?
あそこの草むら、今動きましたよね。何かいるんでしょうか。
Yotsuba, get back a little.
もしかしてイチカたちが探しに来てくれたのかも。
Nah, if it were them, they'd probably be shouting our names or something to find us.
あ、そっか、確かに声が聞こえないのは変ですね。
Also, this is a pretty difficult forest for you to get through. I don't think they could make it up this far.
じゃあ一体。 何も出てきませんね。風が吹いて揺れただけだったんでしょうか。
If it was the wind, the grass right there wouldn't be the only thing moving.
考えれば考えるほど謎です。まさか凶暴な獣があの茂みからガオーってなって私たちがご飯にされてしまうのでは。
There probably aren't any carnivorous animals here, but a wild boar might show up.
イノシシ、ちょっと会いたくはないですね。
Yeah, but venomous snakes are even more dangerous. If you step on one without realizing it and get bitten, you might die.
マムシとか言いませんよね。
There's a possibility. Maybe there hasn't been many people on this side of the island because it's dangerous. It's not just wild animals that are dangerous. If you fall off a cliff or a rocky area, you won't survive, so be careful.
考え出したらもう危険だらけじゃないですか。
And it's not just that, you know. There might be dangers in this forest that we city folk can't even imagine.
想像もできない。もしかしてお化けとか妖怪とか？
Those things don't exist. Come on, let's keep moving.
否定早いですよ。もう待ってください。
Hmm? Yeah, I noticed it too. Something's following us, isn't it?
やっぱりお化けですかね。
There's no such thing as ghosts. And even if there were, wouldn't they come out at night, only at night?
それなら妖怪だったりして。
Regardless, it's not a good sign if it's been following us for so long without showing itself.
もしかすると私たちお化けに目をつけられたんじゃ。島を荒らした報いじゃ
ト君。まさか島の人たちもそのお化けに捕まって行方不明になって無人島に。
No way. You should start getting over Ghost already.
けどこのままついてこられたら。
It's true that I'm curious about their true identity, but unless one shows itself... Another sound. This is getting ridiculous.
やっぱりダメですよ、上杉さん。ここでお化け退治しましょう。
What are you saying out of nowhere?
このままじゃお化けが別荘までついてきちゃうかもしれません。もしそうなったらみんなに危険が。だからここで退治してみんなのことを守らないといけません。
Alright, I'll protect you then. Hey, why are you freezing up?
どうしちゃったんですか急に。
Sorry, I said something strange. Please pretend that didn't happen.
できませんよ。しっかり聞きましたから。守ってくれるって本当ですか？
I don't know what might happen, but I think I'm prepared for it. Boom, baby, let's go.
上杉さん、ありがとうございます。
Anyway, whether it's a ghost or a monster, we still need to know its true identity. As you say, Yotsuba, we can't expose the others to danger.
はい、よーし、気合入ってきました。
It's dangerous to fight barehanded. If there's anything that could be used as a weapon,
上杉さん、これ使ってください。
the water gun. Oh, no, a branch, eh? You hold on to something too, just in case.
はい、私も準備 OK です。
Whoa, what? Something jumped out.
上杉さん。
Yotsuba, are you alright?
かわいい。
A rabbit? Looks like several rabbits.
しかもたくさんいますよ。うわー、もふもふで癒されますね。
Come on. They're just rabbits.
私たちの後をついてきてたのはこの子たちなんでしょうか。
Well, seems like it. Anyway, at least we don't have to worry about dangerous animals. Rabbits shouldn't pose a threat, so at least one worry is gone. Yeah, but you don't know if there's like another animal that's going to hunt the rabbit.
でも、なんでこんなところにウサギさんがいるんでしょう。
Some of the former residents probably brought them here and they escaped and became wild.
野生化しちゃったんですか。可愛いのにたくましいんですね、ウサギさんって。でも別荘の周りにはいませんでしたよね。いたら餌をあげたりしたのにな。ってそうでした。早く別荘に帰らなきゃいけないのにこんなことしてる場合じゃないですよね。すみません、つい遊んじゃって。すぐに出発しましょう。
Okay, so it's like a weird dilemma thing I have here. So I know the story can't be too much longer. At the same time, I feel like this is a good place to stop. I guess I spent too much time explaining other things and getting off track, but that's fine. It makes the LP longer, you know, right? So, but we'll have to finish the Yotsuba route on Thursday, and then of course we start the Itsuki route because we have to do the survival. We have to load from the other save, so we have to do that again. But that's fine. But yeah, we'll finish the Yotsuba route on Thursday. We're gonna just end the stream a little bit early today. then, because I think like this is a good place to stop. I know, like, I feel like we're near the end, but at the same time, I don't want to like rush the ending of the Yotsuba route. So, I think it's okay to end the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed the Quintessential Quintuplets, Memories of a Quintessential Summer. We'll be back on Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific time to finish the Yotsuba route. And yeah, that's going to be it. So I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good rest of your day. And God bless you. Good night, everyone.
データをセーブするね。ゲームデータ上書きしていいの？
I have to keep this save state. Okay.
お兄ちゃん